Well, now I'm your host, Lambo Drew. You are now tuned into another edition of the Leverage Show. I'm telling y'all right now, I told y'all, May is definitely going to be mayhem. Y'all definitely want to be strapped up and ready to ride all May long because we coming, we coming, we coming. In my Dion voice, we coming. I told y'all right now, man, that this has definitely been a pivotal year for what we've been doing in a lot of different areas, man. Lot of different areas, man, and just helping out people, man. I'm trying to tell y'all this right now. This whole thing has been to help people out, to get people to the next level by any means necessary, to show love by any means necessary. And not just that, while we're along the journey, man, begin to start helping change the tide of culture. That's what this thing has all been about. When I tell people, man, that what the Leverage Show is about, a lot of people's like, oh man, I don't know if I'm really interested in that and all of that. And then all of a sudden, it caught fire. And here we are approaching almost like 17,000 subscribers. We had almost like 16,000 and a half subscribers. Thanks to y'all, this has caught fire within the last year and a half, and we are out here helping change lives. Listen, I'm telling y'all right now, I get excited each and every single week to be standing in front of y'all and making sure that we are showing love, making sure that we're getting the message out, making sure that we're getting all of this information out that we possibly can to help change lives. I'm trying to tell y'all this right now. It's probably one of my greatest attributes is being standing in front of y'all, in front of this camera each and every single week. And especially some of the great guests that I can actually get to the show. That is what allows me to kind of like have the freedom of seeing you guys' lives change because of each broadcast. And every broadcast is something special. Every broadcast is something different. Every broadcast keeps elevating y'all to another level. It keeps pushing y'all to another level and a higher height and a deeper depth. Every level continues to keep going up. And I'm trying to tell y'all this right now. I have actually been blessed and been fortunate enough in so many areas to really go ahead, man, and see people's lives, man, change on a weekly basis. Not just being here on this broadcast, but just outside of the broadcast, outside of the scene, doing the stuff that I do and watching lives change. That has been my ultimate goal. That has been my main mission. That has been what I have been called to do. And it's definitely allowed me to have the success in my life that is allowed to have in my life. And I've been thankful because of that. I look at and shout out to everybody who reached out after Tuesday night's message. You guys don't know, man, that blessed me. People don't understand, man. When I get a chance to get out here one-on-one in front of y'all and can kind of talk in front of y'all, it does me so much justice and so much due diligence to be able to talk with y'all, to be able to come and sit down with y'all and have a conversation and share and open up some things with y'all. And I hope that particular mastermind talk really blessed and helped change your life dramatically, because I'm here to let you guys know. I mean, a lot of people don't know. You really don't need all of this stuff that you don't have to run to every conference. You don't have to run to every book. You don't have to run to every meeting, but you do have to go ahead and invest in yourself and begin to start trusting yourself and unlock the masterminds and ideas that God has placed on the inside of you so that you can go ahead and lead others well. I have a lot of people, and this is the truth. I have a lot of people, man, that I come in contact with on a monthly basis. People you guys wouldn't even believe. People I don't even have the know-how to come here and talk to, because some of the cool things that they're in some of the most amazing things that's helping change lives. And at the end of the day, when I sit there and I count the day and see how much production was done through that day, it helps bless my life to know that we've made a difference. We made a huge difference in the things of actually helping push our community, helping push our culture, and most of all, helping push us to another level. I tell people this all the time. I said, if I actually had the tools, like I had the tools, man, years back, like that's available right now, oh my God, you don't know what I'll be able to do. You don't know what I'll be doing. You don't know how I will be doing it. But I will say this, those tools have allowed me to be able to become, man, one of the blessed uh, people in my lane in what I do to help people. I'm just here to let you guys know something. And this is the God honest truth. The Leverage Show, we have so many people who watch the show, so many people after the show who watches the replay. And the people who watch the replay are just like amazed by them actually being able to see what has happened, what has transpired, what has come out of the show, and what we're actually talking about, what we're actually speaking of. People are just amazed by that because of the value the show gives you. I'm going to say this to you right now. I have watched, and Coach Rashid, which he's in the broadcast, trust me, Coach Rashid is here, so don't even worry about it. So I'm going to talk a little bit because I already know that that's my guy. We're going to bring him out in just a little bit. Coach Rashid actually said something, one of the most powerfulest things the last time he was on it. He said so many nuggets, but there's one key thing that he said, you know, there's a lot of people who start off and they're with you and they'll be rocking with you and you'll see great things going in and with you when everything is going up in their life. And then all of a sudden, somehow along the journey, it never fails. You will see people begin to start to detach themselves and begin to start to move in separate different areas and separate arenas. And they're moving over here, they're moving over there. And then you'll hear people, and I'm trying to tell you this right now, you'll hear a bunch of people who are naysayers. And the naysayers will kind of get back and be like, you know, I don't know and everything, man. If you really want to rock with them and, hey, this happened with me and you better watch out and you better do this and you better do. They will begin to start spitting all this venom. And then people will take that venom and then form their own opinion and say, you know what? Let me go on ahead and let me side with them. And I'm siding with them because, oh, man, maybe it is too good to be true. Maybe there is something that's happening behind closed doors that we don't know. Maybe there is something bigger. And you will see your life. And I promise you, I've been a victim to this. You will start seeing your life start doing the opposite way. But I tell everybody, check the people in the fruit. Check their fruit. Check to see what their fruit on their tree is looking like before you make that decision. Before somebody actually causes you to walk away from probably one of the biggest things that's giving you life. For probably one of the biggest things that's giving you a blessing and that's feeding you, mentally, financially, spiritually, and every other thing that in your life that is literally propelling you forward. And then be the judge of that. And then be like, you know what? You're right. This is definitely not what I really want to be. I'm going to tell this story. I had a gentleman one time who was definitely, man, hanging on my coattail for some great things. This is some time ago. And I remember, I made everything I possibly can for the gentleman. I did everything I possibly can. When I mean everything, I do mean everything. And I began to build this gentleman up on a financial stream and get this gentleman, man, a lot of, finance and revenue and everything else. And I remember when things started unraveling in their life, didn't matter and everything, man, how much great I had done to them. Didn't matter how much good I had done. Didn't matter how much time that I was able to bless them and take them to another level and begin to level up more than what they've been doing. You know what happened when stuff started unraveling and stuff and everything in their personal life because they couldn't juggle it right? They began and everything, man, to start doing this one thing, pointing the finger and blame. Never going on ahead and pointing the finger and saying, you know what? We want to thank you for everything. We want to bless you for everything that you do. We really, truly honor you. We really, truly thank you. We really, truly going ahead and really want to just bless everything that you have done. It has always been the blame game. And I've seen that time and time over and over again. And, we can even go in everything to so many things if in your life where you have probably ran a track race or something. And some of y'all probably ran track. But if you ever ran a track race, I'm telling y'all this right now. Coach point to himself, so coach just let me know he ran track. When you're running track and the coach and everything, man, lets you know who's training you, He's letting you know the techniques of the training. He's letting you know the techniques of the run. He's letting you know how to race, how to run, how to go on ahead, man, and get down in the block, how to go ahead and keep your face forward, how to go on ahead and pump your arms, and how to go on ahead, man, and take off on your stride and don't run flat-footed. He's teaching you how you run on your toes. What it does is that coach teaches you things that for you seems like doesn't seem right. Seems like it's kind of funny at the time. I don't know why coach is making me do all of this or nothing like that. Because all I just got to get out there is just get out and start running. I know I'm fast. I can beat everybody in the neighborhood. The thing about it is that some of y'all been beating people in your arenas because of your God-given gift, given speed. But that's all it's been. It's been people in your arena. But the people who've been training, the people who've been in other arenas, the people who've been in arenas outside of just you running with the neighborhood kids, the people who've been really putting the time in with track coaches, the people who've been really training 6 or 7 days a week, strengthening their muscles and stretching, those people are prepared for the race. And when you get out there on that track, your coach is preparing you not for the neighborhood kids, not for the kids that you came up with so you can go ahead and beat on your chest and say you won. He's training you for the people when you run the race who are conditioned as an athlete to run that race. Your lifestyle and how you've been living and how you've been doing things, you need a coach in your ear. You need somebody to be able to speak into your life. You need somebody to kind of tell you when you're doing the wrong format, when to go ahead and do the right thing, how to pull back, how to push, how to begin to really move yourself into the other area and another level of your life, and how to be successful in your race that you're running. And I'm blessed to have friends like Coach Rashid, who is a coach not only training you how to beat the neighborhood kids, but how to win in life and beat the competition that's ahead of you. In life, you're going to have a lot of people. And I promise you, if you were on that track, running your race, who's going to go ahead and try to distract you? They're going to fall down. They're going to falter. You're going to see them stumble. They're not conditioned to run the race. And I don't know who I'm speaking to out there, that somebody's trying to get your attention to pull you out of the race that you need to run. That's going to eventually have you winning, to get you off focus, to get you off track, to get you disconnected, so that the race that you run is not the race and everything that you are conditioned to run. That the race that you run is their race that they have ran in their own mental head, and they're not winning in life. They're not producing the true lanes of being able to say, you know what, we can stay within our lanes. We could run the way our coach has told us to run. And he has mentored us and conditioned us to run so that we may win the race. And then you start looking at everyone else around you, faltering. And then instead of you running your race, you say, I guess I'll go find out what they're doing. No, racers don't find out what they're doing when they run in a race and find out what everybody else is doing. Most of the time, you will never see them even look back. Occasionally, they may look over to see who's next to them, but never to look to see who's behind them. Whatever you do, don't let the distractions of other people, don't let them pull you back. Don't let them pull you out of the way. Don't let them pull you off course, because they can't wait to pull you off course just to say, yep, I was right. They were wrong. I was right. And everybody else who's been running a race is conditioned. They see what's up ahead. They see what the inline goal is. They see the finish line, and their destination is to continue to make it successfully through so that they may win the race in life. In life, you're going to have many things to come at you, many people to come at you, many people to go ahead and try to tear you away and tear you down. It's one of the biggest parts of the tricks of the enemy that I've ever seen. Like, I'm not lying to you. I don't know if who's on this broadcast, but remember and everything, man, when Satan came to Jesus and everything, man, he was in the garden and he was actually away fasting. And Satan said, man, if you hungry, man, turn these stones into bread. It is what it is. I don't care who, I don't care what you believe. It is what it is. I'm using an analogy that in life, something's going to try to tell you, turn this stone into bread. Now, I don't know. You need to be all focused. You need to be listening to what I'm listening to. And then watch the fruits of the lives of the people who's around you. Watch what they do. Watch how far they can run. Watch their endurance. And I promise you, you will see that their race that they're running is only a slim margin for them actually not even making it off of the blocks, correct? We're not here just to make it out of the blocks. We're here for you to win. We're here for you to run that finish line. Coach Rashid is a coach that allows you and conditions you to run the race the correct way. That you actually see the finish line. You actually can taste victory. You can actually feel it in the palm of your hand. You can feel your hands going up, winning that race, saying, I did the best that I could because I was coached by the best. And I believe I could win that race. I was coached by Lambo. I was coached by Coach Rashid. I was coached by some of the other coaches that have been connected to this leverage show. And at this point, I know anything is possible. I'm so thankful tonight to bring to the broadcast back to the leverage show on account of a really, really, really good friend, my guy, Duke. Shout out to Duke, man, who wanted this to happen. I literally, Coach don't even know, man. I say, look, I got another guy. Hey, man, listen, I'm sorry. Could you take another back seat for we? Oh, Lambo, yeah. If you need me to, I can take it. Don't worry about it. What's good? Everything's good. Oh, yeah, everything's good. Don't worry about it. Coach is coming in because of a wonderful favor called in for my guy Duke tonight. That is truly a blessing, and not just that. All of his friends and family who's flying back to Africa right now will definitely be tapped in watching this broadcast, and definitely couldn't wait to hear who he loves to hear. Every time he hears Coach Rashid's name, Duke starts cracking up laughing, and I start keeping laughing because I understand the connection and the kinship of brotherhood that they got at a short time, not meeting each other long, a short time, but the respect and the honor that they have towards each other is truly amazing. Listen, I, without further ado, cannot wait to bring back my guy, my friend, my brother, Coach Rashid, to the Leverage Show. Welcome back, Coach.
Woo! Man. Oh, man. I'm just like, I'm just a spectator, man. I'm just sitting in the audience.
Bro.
Hey, I'm a work in progress, man. I'm in my office finally.
I see that. I love that Texas gear, man.
Yeah, man. I had to represent. Yeah, man. Out here on the West Coast, they feeling some Longhorns.
Hey, it's good seeing you back in the office, man. And with this Texas gear, I told you, man, you're one of my wife's favorite peoples, man. And I already know she's coming back, man. Welcome back, Coach. She's already showing love to you, man. I got to get through some of these comments too, man, and show you some love, man, through here. Kennard Haney, can't wait. Shout out to you, Ken, man. You know what time it is. Welcome back, Coach Rashid. This is going to be epic. You already know. What's up, Leverage Show family? The numbers are growing. Welcome to all. Blessings, love, peace, prosperity, health, and wealth to everyone. Shout out to you, Ken. He's out here getting it, man. Hello, Mrs. Johnson. What's up, Lambo? Thank you for doing it. Listen, Blue Sky is in the building. Shout out to you. Peace, Mrs. Johnson. Everybody's in here showing love, man. Central's in the building. My guy Dave is in the building. What's up, Leverage Show family? Blessings on blessings upon the Leverage Show. You guys got to connect because he's down in your area, man.
Oh yeah.
With the food truck, man. It's called DD's Chick and Cat Shack, man.
Okay.
So definitely got to connect. You see that food truck, man, you definitely pull up on him, get you some blessings. My wife definitely in the building, showing love. Fro's in the building. Money's in the building. Kennard saying, what's up, Peace Guy? Showing love. QP's in the building. Jamal Titus is in the building. Lambo Drew in the house. Happy Thursday, Leverage Show. Larry the Lion is in the building. Lambo Nation, what's up? Cutie Potato for life. Like I said, brother, come on now. I ran the varsity indoor track. Shout out to you, not the neighbor. Yes. Listen, we rolling. All these comments, man. Come on now. I got to keep going. I'm trying to get through them, man, so we can get Coach back on here, man, to show some love, man. Top performers, man. Always forward facing toward the goal. That's true, Kennard. Larry, good evening, peace. Showing love. Blue Sky 3M. It's one of the coaches, Lambo and Coach Rashid. Yes, brother, we are definitely trying to put y'all in position to win. I promise y'all, we are trying to put y'all in position to win. I watched it. We're trying to coach you. We're trying to get you right, man. I'm just going through all of this. Look at this. JM Star, my coach is in the house. He's showing you love, Coach. Listen what I'm talking about, man. I love Queen Eras, and I wish him all the success at Texas. I love them here at Ohio State. You already know, man. Ken is definitely coming with it. Coach Rashid, peace. Let's go. Listen, peace, Blue Sky, showing up. Shout out to QP in the house. Ken Dog, man. Welcome back to the Coach Rashid. You already know, man. They love you, man. They love you. They love you. You know, the Leverage Show loves you. We truly love you and thank you, man. I'm trying to tell you all this right now. Listen, you left us with a cliffhanger the last time. You know that, right?
No, I wouldn't do that.
You know, you left us with a cliffhanger the last time. You know, we packed 2 hours in.
Only 2, huh?
2 hours. That was it. We packed 2 hours in. And shout out, we knew exactly what the occasion was and stuff like that, Coach. So definitely wanted to honor that, man, and be sacred to that, man. But it just blessed us. You wrecked the shop within those 2 hours. And you had a lot of people, like I'm not lying to you. You got a lot of people who've been talking about that 2 hours, and their heads been kind of blown. And we thankful for that, because being able to have the direction, being able to have this insight, being able to have something that a lot of people don't have, and we can look around. We can really look around to see who's being consistent.
Yeah.
Who's literally, man, been on the game? Who's really been looking, you know, who's forward moving, a thinker, a thriver, as we call it and everything, man, you know, a mastermind. Mm-hmm. Who we talked about that Tuesday night, you know, who's really a mastermind at perfecting your craft. Mm-hmm. And as we look around, we don't see too many people who were talking since last year and are literally being consistent in allowing people to minimize the risk, to reduce the risk of actually being able to take losses.
Right.
And so we're thankful that you're a voice out here of reasoning, pointing people in the right direction and being able to coach them so that they can go ahead and make the great decisions of their life. I'm excited tonight, man, because I really want to hear tonight about some great things and what's been brewing and about some of these wonderful programs. Listen, there's one program that has caught a lot, and I do mean a lot of wind. And that's the one a lot of people have been hearing about, man. This what is it called? FinTalk?
Yeah.
Talk to us about this, Coach, man. And we got a few things that we're going to really talk about and that I really want you to go into, even Zanique tonight, if you can as well, to really kind of like build a bridge, man, with this.
Great. No, I'm glad you said that. There's some new developments with Zanique. And the most important part of that is the longevity of Zanique. And a lot of people just do not realize how solid that platform is. And I kind of categorize things in projects, programs, and platforms. And it's more of a program because it has all the parts to it, right? And you have like trading platforms. And most people say platform because it's kind of one dimensional. But when you get into actual programs that have a lot of things going on, the beauty of, and I'll definitely talk about FinTalk. Oh man, I don't know. You know, some people might get a little bothered, but I'll go into it.
Go into it, man. Hey, bro, listen, go on the Leverage Show. Do we hold anything back on this show, man?
No, it's all good. It's all good. No, I mean, and I don't criticize anything. I just give the information, and like a lot of times when people come on, they talk about, hey, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not an investment advisor, all this
Mhm.
kind of stuff, and that's interesting. And I kind of add to that and say, look, I'm not here to tell you what to do or not to do. What I'm going to do is give you the facts. Simple
Mhm.
as that. And I'm gonna I can make that part of the conversation short, and I can tell you exactly where I can pivot, or
Okay.
I can do what most people don't want me to do, is talk about a program I'm not in, and that's okay because I know a lot about it. I can talk about
Okay.
Novatech. I can talk about Vortic United. I can talk about Max Spread. I can talk about CMB. I can tell you the good, bad, and the ugly, and I'm not in any of them, but
Yeah.
I pride myself on finding out what's there, what's working, what's not working, when is peak, when is it failing, the whole nine, because a lot of people that come to my channel, they
Mhm.
obviously have researched. Some of them found themselves in programs they really didn't know anything about, and then
Mhm.
came running out because they got burned. So,
Yeah.
and they somehow end up, at the passive income portal with multiple streams teams under Coach Rashid, and it's all
Yeah.
good. I'm crypto SOS, man. That's kind of what it is. So, so,
Talk to him, coach, man.
so FinTalk, because I mean, Zanique, I'm telling you, it's the timing is great. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm not prepared. I'm always prepared, but I didn't prepare for this to talk about Zanique, but there's been so much great things happening literally in the last couple of weeks. I'm grateful to have the opportunity to talk about it. So
Mhm.
FinTalk came along. Um, let me take it back. But anyway, respect to your wife. I mean, I got to, man, don't let me go any further than that before
Brother,
I say that.
it's
Respect.
it is likewise both ways to me and your wife as well, and blessing us with the time. You already know, man. So it's definitely love. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so much. So I was actually, Anonymous, right? Because
Yeah.
you had some guys come on talk about it. Anonymous, boom, doing its thing. People dived in. We all got excited. We understood, what it was about. Like I said, my story was, 6 times I finally got it. I was like, oh man, this is win-win. So boom, we all, most of everybody that in your circle, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
yep, yep. So okay, you know what? Let's go. So jumped in it. Got a lot of people that jumped on board. Over 100 in volume. 100K in volume in a short time. I was excited. Like, wow, okay, people are jumping on this. Let's go.
Mhm.
Well, the interesting thing happened along the way.
Yeah.
Um, they switched up. Right? They switched up the withdrawal policy.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, I'm not here. So some people might be like, feel some way about it. I'm human. Of course, I took
Yeah.
some issue with it at first, but then you look at it for what it is. At the end of the day, we all put money in it, and we were happy to let it ride for a period of time. So
Yeah.
that didn't change, right? So looking at it from a company perspective, they always had a goal to do what they did. We didn't know when they were going to do it. They just said, look, we got to retain more funds. If we don't
Yeah.
retain the funds, how can we be a liquidity provider?
Yeah.
wouldn't make sense, right? But it just still didn't feel right. And to this day, a lot of people continue to say it just don't feel right the way y'all did that. So, you know, so, but I get it, right? I get it. It took me some time, and I got a community I had to talk to as well. So
Mhm.
to let them know what was going on, and gave them that other side. Like, look, here's a positive way to look at it, and kind of left it at that. So I talk about that anonymous because I did want to talk about it, but boom, enough about that. It was it was a topic, and then it became not the topic real fast.
So do you want us to go into it a little bit on here? Then
No,
we don't want to go
no,
into it.
not anonymous. No, because it'll some folks might take it the wrong way. And I mean, the only thing I want to say about it, literally, I'll close it out like this. Anonymous is still a great platform. They're if you were in the shoes of the owners, then it just gives you a different perspective, right? And we've listened to the leaders. I listened to the guys, at the top of the food chain with the program, and they trying to explain it away.
Right.
You know, I get it. I mean, when you're standing on, it's like being a supervisor or manager. You got to deliver the good news and the bad news.
Yeah.
And it's painful sometimes, and that's what you could hear the pain in my man's voice trying to explain it. You can't, dude. People were sold on the concept of a 1 year, 2 year, I can get to $1 million strategy.
Yeah.
Not a 20% of $1 million strategy. It's not what they were now. No, that's a bad sale. No, that's what in used car language, that's a lemon. So,
yes.
ain't no lemonade. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, it's iced tea come out of that lemon.
Only on the Leverage Show, y'all catching this 100 like this. Coach Rashid is not pulling back any fingers, man. Oh my God. Hey, it is what it is, man. I mean, let's tell the truth, shame the devil, right?
so my perspective is that, yeah, everybody's going to feel a certain way about it, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, you got to get through that and then try to understand, look, my money's already there. My money is going to do what it's going to do. I don't believe they're going to walk away. They're not running off with your funds. They just have to look at a way to protect the funds. And so here's something. I don't know if me and you talk about, or me and somebody. I think we did talk a little about the numbers. Yeah. So I mean, man, look, we may go too deep. I don't want to go too deep on this one. Oh my gosh. Because if people really understood, you think the first year is going to be interesting. What about year number 2?
Yeah.
I want to. Yeah. How many trillionaires can you count on one hand? Now you're going to have to use both hands. Who's going to pay them?
Yeah.
But anyway, so what's going to be the new policy next year? Because are they going to? Oh, wait a minute, we're only going to hold, give you 20% and hold 80%, and you can put it in any of the plans. Oh, wait a minute, you're number 2. Well, can we give you 100% now? No.
And I like this because Blue Sky was asking. I was curious about Anonymous. Were they making money off of the microtransactions, which is
I don't have a problem with the business model. I don't feel that there's anything nefarious going on in that context. I've listened to the audio of Neo, the owner, and Michael, the guys that have sat and knee to knee and face to face with the owners. I don't have an issue with what they're doing. It's just the way it was presented. It does feel like a bait and switch, right? And that's where people had a problem with it. And you can imagine there's people probably leveraged their homes. They probably, took money from where they shouldn't have because there was so much energy given to this is different. This will succeed. Just put your money in. Look, here's one of the things that a lot of people may or may not know. Out of the, I'm not going to give exact numbers because then it may feel like I'm, so between 6 and 8 million that was brought into the platform in like the first month and a half, right? They come to the US. I got a good relationship with the first person that was approached about the program. He contacted me. We had a conversation. It wasn't something that I was ready for. And then 2 days later, I saw it again and I listened and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Let me get back in here. And so we had talked about it and he gave me the same numbers. And so I know there was some consistency in how much was brought in that month and a half. Mm-hmm. So in a month and a half in the US, you're bringing in between 6 and 8 million. I would, yeah. So there's like, without giving away, the information, let's say 1% went for the Matrix program and 99% went towards the Scout.
Yeah.
It's a business decision to say, I don't really think that one's working. Yeah. This one is, right? So, but that's nothing wrong with that. You come in and say, look, we're going to go ahead and shut this one down. Look, you're going to still make your money. No problem. Yeah. But the withdrawals became an issue as well. So when you're trying to be I'm gonna tell you, in Blue Ocean Society, in CGL, I'm talking, this is the conversation. Bonanza, FX
Yeah.
all of them want to keep the money inside
Yeah.
so they can trade.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So this is no different. So here it is, somebody, gets an opportunity to take out $100. They're going to take their $100 out. Shoot, they take it out. Then somebody else, all of a sudden, you got hundreds of people taking out $100 each. It costs more to withdraw it than it does for the people that's doing the withdrawals. It's like, yo, I'm paying you $5 an hour, but they're taking $10 just to give you your $100.
Yes.
So they like, we got to stop this. So look, let's chop this thing off. So basically, the head guy was like, look, what we need to do, they were having a conversation with the boss, and they said, look, we're going to change some things. If it's not like $1,000 or maybe 5,000 that's going to be withdrawn, then we're going to put a cap on this. Right. So, think about it. I want to be a liquidity provider. I want to be the pointed end of the stick. I want to be the one you come to and say, I need $100 million to support my brokerage so I can make these withdrawals. I don't have it because I'm lending out $100 a day to these cats over here. No. They ain't going out like that. So, so they were like, we need to do something different. So they had to change up some things. That's when they decided to go ahead and change up the withdrawal policy. So going forward, look, guys, know y'all started in one way. You learned one thing, you got excited, but you know what? Now we have to do something different. And so they rolled that thing out. How they did it? Yeah, it was a little sketchy, but hey, it happened. We got past it. A lot of people still not past it, but 20%, right? All right. So that happened. I listened to the audios, and I'm like, you know what? I get it. Right. And the bigger picture is, when you have a balanced portfolio, when you work diligently to have a balanced portfolio, one program does not move you. It just doesn't, right? Or should I say move me, because I don't speak for nobody else. And so for me, but it's I know that I'm gonna put it in there and I'm gonna let it go. And when it does what it do and I can get it out, that's when I get it out. So I had no intentions on chasing after that money. I'm not monitoring it every day. I post up things, status, so people could see that it's actually working. But other than that, I'm not monitoring that. So I'm like, okay, moving on. I got something else I got to take care of. So that's why I can look at it that way. And I try to make sure people that in my community understand, you can't let that, there's no emotion to me when it comes to making money. No, it's about what I'm gonna do with the money. So if I make it over here, I'll make it over there. I'm certain that the money is going to be there. Sustenance is going to be there. So I don't have to worry about that. And one thing that a lot of people fail to realize is, if you're chasing money, you're never going to catch it. So let it go. That's where law of attraction and attraction marketing, all that stuff is real. So we got to be careful about that, because when people are chasing money, they get in a program, or they focus on one thing and they go after it, and then they get emotional about it, and all of a sudden, when things don't work out like they want, it may be working, but it's just not how they want it to work. Then they crash and burn, right? And nothing else is can't trust nobody, can't trust nothing. I'm going to take my baggage with me everywhere I go, and it becomes a bad deal, right? You can't win ever if you're taking that with you. Right. You got to, I'm not saying burn the bridges, but, you might want to burn the baggage. So
cut the losses. I said, cut the losses.
Cut the losses. I mean,
losses.
What are you going to do? Right.
Well, what they do is, I love Kobe Bryant said this one quote years ago. He said, nobody turns around and brags about the losses that they racked up. People brag about the wins that they've racked up. Right. You understand?
Well,
so you can't brag about your losses. You brag about the wins, then you show that. So it's a true statement. Shout out to you, Kobe, over my shoulder. Thank you, Kobe.
There it is, man. There it is.
You're doing awesome, man. We're loving this. We're digging a shot. Y'all put a thumbs up, man, or a fire emoji in the comments, man. Y'all are loving Coach, man, dropping this knowledge and this heat, man, tonight, and giving wisdom, because this is beautiful. This is what we want to hear. So the people want to hear.
Well, see,
So
so transition so to FinTalk. So the connection is real, right? Because when that pain started, you know, hey, look, man, when you try to teach a kid that that fire is hot, you say, hey, put your hand up there. They put it back. Well, you know, Anonymous was rolling. The guy sitting at the top was making a whole lot of money and you know, doing their thing. I ain't mad at him. But the fire got hot. And they
yeah,
said, "Oh, this don't feel good. Let me
let's
pivot."
be. Hmm.
And you know, and just so happens, you know, I can name names, but you know, I don't I'm and I hope people don't get me wrong. I'm not naming names just because I'm just saying it as a reference, so you know who I'm talking about. So you got blockchain, blockchain Cujo and
Yeah.
Kojo, and you got Safi, Miss Safi, um, and there's a interesting story and a connection to some other things that I'm doing with her as well. But you know, they're out there promoting this FinTalk program, and the timing was very interesting. So
Hmm.
I was actually taking my car over to the Cadillac dealer, right? I was
Okay.
getting the service. So I get out the car and I'm standing there and I pull out my phone and I'm like, oh, I see um, BOJ.
Yeah.
Boom. I always be like, hey, what BOJ got going on today? Let me see. Boom, jump on it, right? And so I'm looking and you saw my fin talk, and I said, man, I've seen this before. And I'm gonna tell you, this is gonna be like interesting. I'm gonna tell you. I mean, this is why I don't waver on my choices. And some of them, a lot of people may not understand or whatever. But you can't say I don't have a track record that's on the green versus the red.
Yeah.
So, so here's what's interesting. And man,
Hmm.
this is craziness because I haven't talked about this.
Okay.
Even in my videos, I don't go there too often,
So
because
this is an exclusive out of your mouth, Coach. This is fresh, just for the Leverage Show. Shout out to Coach blessing us with some fresh knowledge and wisdom for the Leverage Show. Go ahead, Coach. Spill it. I already got my
absolutely.
tea. I got my tea. Let's go. Spill it,
so,
Coach.
so here's what's up, right? And, always, like everybody, like with yourself, and I got some other partners, they always hit me up. Hey, man, have you seen
Mhm.
this? Or, some different programs. So I got a partner out in Atlanta that always hit me up, hey, check this out, take a look at it, give me some insight. What do you think? Okay, cool. So boom, keep that in mind while I go through the story, because it's gonna come back around.
Mhm.
So I'm actually at the car dealership and I'm waiting for my car. So I see BOJ talking about FinTalk. I said, oh, new platform, FinTalk. I said, okay. And instantly I was like, good Lord, that looks familiar to me. So of course, if it looks familiar, oh, let me jump on. Let me see what's going on. So
Yeah.
I'm listening, I'm like, well, he said, yeah, and there's a Zoom call going on, da, 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 da. So I scroll down and I see the link. I hit it. I don't even know what time. I just was like, okay, Zoom, click. And
Yeah.
it just so happens it started like when I hit it, it was just starting. So I was like, oh, cool. So I'm standing there listening. And while I'm listening, I'm starting to say, I like what you're saying, but wait a minute. But wait a minute. But so most people look at these things and they like the hype. They like somebody that sounds intelligent. They like to hear somebody that seems to know what they're talking about. I honor that. I'm the same way. I listen to a good speaker and I'm all in,
Yeah.
right? And I can listen to somebody talk about golf and not even hit the ball and just be like,
Yeah.
that's a smart dude.
Shout out to all the golfers out there, Larry the Lion. I know you're in the building.
What I'm saying? So it's just that what I'm saying. So you're intrigued when somebody is speaking, speaking knowledge. So when the brother was on there talking about, the FinTalk and the history of the platform and being around for a while and all these type of things. Well, he's talking about, decentralization, talking about P2P. He says people to people or person to person. It's really peer to peer, but
Yeah.
it's semantics, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So so I'm listening to him and I'm like, I that's good stuff, but but there's some holes in this. And I said, I
Mhm.
don't know if people catch this part, but okay, let's let it ride. I can preface my videos with articles from the Wall Street Journal as well, if you would like me to do that.
Yeah.
If that impresses you more, I'll do that. But it's not really necessary if you just give me the content, right? So he's making some references. I said, hey, nice. I mean, really set up really good. Anyway, as he goes along and he talks about, the lending and the borrowing platform, and I said, oh, that's good stuff. I said, that's not original, but okay, this is coming back. That's what DeFi was really, when yield farming and staking first came out, you're talking 10, 20,000% APYs and stuff with the
Yeah.
lending and borrowing, right? That was huge. But getting into it was crazy difficult.
Yeah.
You could lose your money in a minute if you make one misstep. It was very difficult. So I walked away from it a little bit. And so to hear him, the guy, he was, I mean, real smart. He was breaking it down. So I was like, cool. Then they start talking about the nodes. Then they talk about, supervisor nodes. And I'm like, okay, that's a new term. So, like I said, my wheels start turning because I got a blockchain certification. So I'm listening and I'm like, something ain't adding up. So I listen, get through it. Then they get to the compensation plan.
We talking FinTalk, y'all. We talking FinTalk now, okay? For those who are, make sure y'all listen up. This coach giving us an exclusive FinTalk. Let's go.
So FinTalk. I'm like I said, I'm not here. I don't criticize. I just listen and observe. But knowing I have background in some of this information, I'm starting to see things that just not adding up. So we go through it, and when we get to the you get to the compensation plan, and that's when Safi takes over and she does her thing, right? And since we live, I'm gonna be careful. The thing is, right? There's certain ways that I can accept information, and certain ways I don't. And so that's kind of what was going on. But I said I gotta know this because I don't want to feel like I'm just talking about something and I don't have any knowledge of it. So I'm gonna watch the whole thing. So I'm watching it, and I couldn't watch the whole thing, by the way, but I did get enough information to understand what was being the compensation. I had to understand that piece. So they talked about the 1.5%. They talked about the 1%, then they talk about the 1.5%. But I'm gonna tell you what really, really shook me up was the 6,400 or the 6,400%. I'm gonna tell you, I had to shut it off because I said this is where you start to try to trick people. And it aggravates me that we use that type of trickery because most people are not interested in leaving their funds. If you can only put $1,000 in the platform, you're probably looking to pull some money out pretty quick. So if you pull your money out along the way, guess what? You don't make that 64, 65, or 640,000. It doesn't work that way. Compounded means you don't touch it. And you know what I'm saying? So people I talk about it in Fusion Experience, but I'm very clear on what that means and what it looks like. But you can't, it's like, no. But when somebody is up there being smooth with it and they got the vernacular, they got the oration, and they can make you feel good about leaving your money for a whole year, and you're going to get 6,400 or 64,000 or 640,000 off a $10,000 deposit. If you understand the mechanics to get you there, it's not going to happen. And that's what disturbs me about the presentation. Now, am I telling you that people don't make that kind of money? No, I'm not saying that. Am I telling you that people in FinTalk are making a lot of money? There are people that are making a lot of money. I always tell you, can ask anybody in my community, I always say, it depends on how you want to make your money.
Yeah.
It's a difference for me. But I can't tell you that you can't make money in FinTalk. I can't tell you that. It is an actual platform. They do have a foundation. They do have a logical, the lending and buying. Now, I got some issues with how many people are standing in line trying to buy, get a loan to buy Bitcoin. I got a problem with that, right? We could do a survey. Raise your hand if you're standing in line to get a loan to buy Litecoin.
Right.
I don't think so.
Right.
So if you're in a lending and borrowing environment and your money is dependent upon that,
Mhm.
Hmm, that's not a good business model. So
Mm.
unless you're investing in the bank,
Mhm.
because the bank makes money off of debt. So
Correct.
that's a whole big difference, right? So they
Yeah.
use the example. Yes, I watched the video by a guy from Malaysia,
Mhm.
and he was very technical. He broke
Mhm.
it down, and he used the bank example. And here's another thing that he used in the conversation. He used the term JP Morgan. JP Morgan has nothing to do with that platform.
Mm.
So that you got to be very careful with that. Now, here's what is true. There is a Morgan, not a JP Morgan, though.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now you have people that may not fully understand the information, but they hear banking and they see Morgan as some type of organization that is a technical IT advanced technology organization that's behind it. Wait a minute, that must be JP Morgan. No,
Yeah.
because they have a license and they have a registration in the US. Of course, everybody has a registration in the US. Like I got a stack of them over here. You want one? So I'm just
Mhm.
telling you, right? It's not hard to be registered in the US. So just please let that go. US, UK, we can name them all. We can tell you exactly where they're at because every platform has the same ones.
Yeah.
So that's not important anymore. COTPS was like the golden child of,
Yeah.
you can make a killing, but
Yeah.
guess what? We're registered. We are money this and we're all of these things. No,
Yep.
they were none of that.
Yep. Yep. It's all up front, man.
All front, right? So you got to get past some of those things, and then you got to say, am I willing to make money in this platform? And you make that decision. I
Yeah.
don't make that decision for you. You may get to the 640,000. Hey, look, fist bumps. I'm good with that.
Right.
Like, I don't have a play in what you do, but at the end of the day, that's why I personally been asked a couple of times why I personally did not get into it. Now, let me roll this back a little bit, and I'm gonna go back to the Atlanta connection.
Talk to me. Talk to me on a
this
leverage show.
this probably would have been a different conversation if I would have taken action when my partner told me about it. He
Hmm.
told me about it 3 weeks before anybody knew about it.
Hmm.
I don't even know how he knew about it.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
sent me we was on the phone, and because me and him always talking, we was on the phone talking about another platform. I remember talking to him about Anonymous, and he had another guy that's a big investor, and they've been in different programs together. He was like, "Oh man, we got to get on a call with him, and we got to do this, and this." I said, "Cool, no problem." I said, "Look, man, So anyway, I'm talking to him about this, and he said, "Hey, take a look at this, coach. I want you to take a look, man. I don't know if it's real. I don't, you can you really help me out because." It had hit the U.S. Nobody's talking about this,
Yeah.
but it's hot up in the Europe in Asia, and I'm like, man, look, you my man. I'll take a look at it, but I'm
Right.
on something else right now. But I'll take a look at it. I had no intentions on doing it, but because I'm full, like
Yeah.
I'm busy. I can't do everything, so I look at it, and then while I'm while I'm watching, this is what happened. I had a flashback. This is what happened. The guy is in like a ballroom. He's standing there like what's the guy that introduced Johnny Carson? I know
Oh,
he did.
here's Johnny.
Ed
Yeah.
McMahon, right? I
Oh,
know.
coach,
We going back
coach,
on that.
not the here's Johnny, coach. Coach, don't do that to us now.
Woo-wee. That took me way back, didn't it? Woo, I didn't mean to go too far back on y'all. But so that's the feeling I got. He was out just talking and announcing, and I didn't feel like it was a business. I felt like he was just on, for show. So anyway, he did a little announcement. Some guy comes running up and they talking and they all just dance like whatever. And I'm like, what is this? And I couldn't even, I
Yeah.
just turned it off. I said, I'm not looking at that. Boom, turn it off. Why? Because 2 years ago, when hypes were the thing,
Mhm.
Tecra, Miralex, Burex, Watermind,
Yeah.
those were the type of things that you saw. Fake people doing their thing. I'm gonna tell you, Tecra was my. I mean, I was all over Tecra. Like I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is it. They opening up offices, man. They got to be real. Anyway, yeah, 6 months. I made it. I made a lot of money, but I lost a lot too.
Yeah.
So but I was always arguing with people on YouTube about it, and I got over that. So they would open up offices, but it was all fake. And so,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So when I see this, it just looked just like that. And I was like, oh man, I ain't looking at that. And so I moved on. 3 weeks later, it's the hottest thing going. Huh. So of course I'm like, did I miss it? Did I, So I start having some feelings about it. But I said, you know what? 2 or 3 people hit me up. Of course, that's just normal. Everybody like, hey, have you got on it? You gonna do it? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I said, let me do some more research. I said, I had a first look. I got questions. Let me do some research. Let me actually look into it. I got on another Zoom. I listened. Okay. Of course, I'm taking in information. I downloaded. I got some PDFs. I'm looking at it. I'm studying it. And I said, I get it, right? I said, if you can do COTPS, if you can do AMC Doge, if you can do Vitalook, if you can do any of these other platforms that don't have 100%, of your confidence, what's the difference? It's you just have to make a decision. If you want to do it, you do it. If you don't, you don't. Keep it moving. So I sat there and I said, you know what? I got some good folks in this space. My partner, he did introduce it to me, and I felt like, dang, I really didn't want to do him like that. So, but he asked me about it, and he was like, man, I told you about that, and I'm like, oh man, yeah, you were the one. So I was researching. In my research, I came across Solar Road.
Oh, yeah.
So
you were doing research about FinTok and then came across Solar. Are you kidding me?
Solar Road. I'm gonna tell you what I saw. This is what I saw. There was a guy, God, I can't think of his handle on YouTube, but it really kind of sound British, but he lives in the US, and he's always doing like explanation videos and really going in. But nice dude. He always got his child on there and everything. Just I was like, man, I like this guy, So I saw it said something like 100x coin or token. It was something like that, right? And then while I'm doing it, I said, maybe he's doing it. I said, I like this guy. So if he's doing it, maybe there's something to it. So I click on it and I start listening to this guy. While I'm listening to him, he says, this is similar to a coin. I think it was FinTalk. He called it FinTalk, right? And some people call it FinTosh, and it just depends. And so depends. And then he says, it was like, it came out at, about a year ago, like $7. And it went all the way to $48,000, the token. When he said, like I said, are you talking about the same FinTalk I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm like, they got a token? Like what? So I'm like, what? And so while I listen, he starts talking about Solar Road. And I'm like, yo. So Solar Road is a supercomputing on chain, right? They're taking supercomputing on the blockchain, taking that public and leasing supercomputing power to their clients. So of course, just like everything else, we're loaning money to the platform, purchasing a contract, 15 days, 30 days, 60 days, right? You get paid up to 1.2% a day for loaning them funds to the platform. And eventually they want to become their own platform where they have their own computing power, and they're able to, instead of aggregating it and third party leasing, they're going to be the ones, leasing it out directly. And so that's their eventual, idea. So I'm like, supercomputing power. It's like, yo, we got something there. So it's AI supercomputing power. So AI, blockchain, Web3, right? And all of these type of technologies that use supercomputing power. And I was like, yo, we got something here. So I'm watching this. They're out of Asia. I only saw 3 videos, like literally 3 videos through my search on YouTube. Nobody else, just 3 videos. And I'm just like, yo, like nobody, like really? And so, of course, FinTalk, Solar Road. Let's see what's going on. And so while I'm going through the information, of course, there's things in there. And I'm like, that's kind of, I don't know. But at the end of the day, I said, what works? And that's what I'm going to compare. And so that's what I did. Simple platform. You're looking at supercomputing power. But when I looked at the compensation plan, I'm like, man, look, Man, that's compensation plan was off the charts. I'm like, who came up with this? Because this is great. I've never seen this stuff. So they have your direct, boom, you put some money in, you're going to make, 1.2% a day, but you get paid in A coin. So you get paid in A coin, and then you can stake your A coin at 1.5% a day to earn SOD tokens. The SOD token is the value token for the platform.
Mhm.
That value token, let me just let me just tell you that value token. When I joined, it started. They did the public node offering April 6th, April 6th, right? So I got in there about a week later, and the coin was about $60. The token, the SOD token was $60. It started at $20. I get in about 2 weeks later. It's at about $60. I've been in it about 2 weeks, and it went from 60 when I got in. Today, it's $236. That token, 390% increase in about a month. So I was like, what? And here's what's crazy. The guy that my sponsor, he's constantly doing videos, how to sign up. It's on a DApp, decentralized app, and go through MetaMask or whatever, USDT BEP20, and you sign on, and you see all this. So he's doing his thing, and he says, I found a way on the OTC marketplace that I could buy and sell the SOD token. Instead of actually mining it, I can purchase it and sell it. He got in obviously before I did, and I didn't know, but he showed, look, I purchased this SOD token for no, not 50. I think it was $58. I think it was $58. And a couple of days ago, I watched this video. He went to that market and sold that SOD token for $580. My man bought it for 58 and sold it for $580. And I'm just like, what is going on? Right? So what he was the guy that said this token at FinTalk went from like $7, and within a year it was $48,000 per token. So the idea is both of these are from Asia. Both of these
Yeah.
organizations, so they're very similar in their platforms, decentralized app, but truly believe that supercomputing being the foundation is the foundation for everything and everybody else. So why not go with the foundation? Because blockchain, you need supercomputing. If you're going to run AI in autonomous vehicles, you
Mhm.
need a whole lot of computing power.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So if they are doing what they say, which everybody, it is what it is, then I believe that this is the best move because of the business model that they have. Now, here's something that nobody else I've never seen. In the compensation plan, one, you do get the direct, direct compensation from your deposit. Then you do have the 8% on your organization, level one, level two.
Mhm.
Then you have this right here is crazy. If somebody comes in under me, you get a portion of my deposit and profit. It's crazy. 2 levels up and 2 levels down. I never seen it. I was like, good Lord.
Who came up with this? Is the question.
Bruh, that was like, what? So yeah, so people that have signed up with me are making money off of me, right? I got about 2,000 in the program. So a percentage, when I get my percentage, they get a percentage. And they're under me. I'm like, that's crazy. So I'm
That's
a
everybody eating. That's everybody winning. That's leveling the playing field out for so many people out here who
powerful.
who will probably never have that opportunity if
Exactly.
they're into other programs that they don't even know about something like this
Yeah.
that can be life changing. I love this question Blue Sky
Sure.
asked. What's the difference between the token and the coin? Why are you speaking on that now?
Oh yeah, wow, that's powerful. Zanique and Safir, they're really, really good about educating on these type of things. So a coin, if you have a blockchain, this is one way of looking at it. If you have your own blockchain, you have your own coin.
Mhm.
Like that, literally your cryptocurrency, right? So you cannot produce. Um, a coin if you don't have a blockchain. Now, it's native coin, right? So Zanique has a blockchain and Zanique has an actual coin. So when somebody, this has always been an argument, oh, why are you using Ethereum or ERC20 and this, that, and the other? Well, they did use that at the beginning because they wanted everything to be compatible when they made the transition over. But while they were building their own blockchain, they kept the template of the Ethereum virtual machine, EVM. So they created that on that, which everybody does create, their tokens on top of the Ethereum. If you make your blockchain on top of the EVM, right, the Ethereum virtual machine, you have a token. You don't have a coin. You have a token, right? So a blockchain creates coins, and the super nodes or the master nodes create tokens for any other tokenization project. So for instance, and I know it can go into a lot of different ways. You got the functionality, and then you have the the value as far as if it's a pay or if it's a use or system coin. There's a lot of different ways you can look at it, but the simplest thing is when somebody wants to create cryptocurrency, then they have to have a blockchain to do that. It's just not digital numbers out there in space, but a token, it comes on layer 2. So what you have is you have a smart chain, right? And so if you don't have a native blockchain and you're using like Ethereum, or if you use Solana, or if you're using Tron, then you're going to have these tokens. Now, and it's interesting because I'm literally, when I talk about Saphir and Zanique, Avanok has a token because Avanok it came from Ethereum. Avanok came from Waves, their blockchain. And so they built it on Waves blockchain, but then they transferred it over to Zanique's blockchain. But they have a token because they don't have their own blockchain. But we in the Saphir, as the marketers for Zanique, we have the opportunity to purchase at a very discounted rate and stake those for 11 years, 10, 11 to 15 years, where we're making daily interest on those particular tokens, right? But we're able to mint 2PAN tokens because we're using the actual 2PAN nodes. So, but we couldn't do it. You can't have a node without a blockchain, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So those are the type of things that kind of get into details. But yeah, and the simplest thing is a coin is produced from a blockchain, and a token is produced from a node on a blockchain. So it's kind of like a parent, a parent and a baby.
Shout out to Coach breaking that down like that, man, because a lot of people were wanting to know that. We have a lot of people who, they're hearing, and I really want to settle this down. This program is this passive income plays with Coach Rashid. In this, I don't know if you guys are hearing this, that he's actually breaking down a lot of information. It's a compare and contrast because a lot of these people, they run just off of zeal, just off of program. Programming gets a lot of hype, and guess what? They buy right into the hype. Yeah. What is that? Buy the fear, sell the news. Yeah, is that what it is? Or buy the news, sell the fear.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't Lambo jack it up in a minute, but it's true. There's a lot of people who are into this space where they have done research, and I got a lot of people who are very eager to really go ahead, man, and get into something that's gonna produce a return. And I tell them, I say, listen, before you go ahead and get into something, you're already trying to count numbers, and it's bigger than counting the numbers. Yeah. Look at the program. Look at how it's laid out, how it's structured out first, before you jump head first into it. Because in your head, it's, oh man, I can do this and I can flip this. So let's be real. Let's talk about this. We're on the leverage show. Let's just talk about all of this, right? What he was just saying on Solana Road, right?
Solar Road.
Compared to FinTalk, right? Let's talk about this. People see FinTalk they seen 63% in 2 months. They gaining back.
Yep.
Is that right? Right, Coach? Just stop me if I'm wrong. Stop me.
Yeah. It's about 60. I know it's over 6, like 66, or I think, what is it, 66% or 64, something like that.
Well, you get it's 63 days, you get 100% in 63 days.
That's what it was. Yeah.
It's 63 days, you get it 100%. Well, technically 200% because you get your principal back as well as you get the 100% and everything.
And then they stopped the 1.5, by the way. Yeah, they do 1%. They do 1%, right? And then you're going to get 1.5 because you have this lender and the borrower. You're going to get 1%, and then when you got to do both of them, right? You start with one, and then you do the other. I saw an example of this, and then you get 1.5% up until you double. After you double, that 1.5 goes away. That's why it's 64, right? If you did just 1% a day, compounded for a year, you only come out with about 3,000 and something %. You don't come out with 6,400%. So that 1.5 is where that additional percentage comes in. Then you go back to 1%, and then you calculate out. So you've added a big chunk to that APY. Yeah.
And that's what I think. So let's talk about this. Coach is breaking some real stuff down to y'all. That's why we have people who talk about this, and they get into something like that, and they say, "Yeah, we can do that, baby. All you got to do is put 10,000 in, and look, we got 700,000 coming out." They get so wrapped up in the numbers, and I want you just to talk about just a little bit, because we ran through a lot of programs. A lot of people don't know. Me, Coach Rashid, BOJ, we got so many of us, man. Shout out to J Ford, the Pen Group, everybody. We went through a lot of defeats last year and the year before with a lot of these plays that were stacking the numbers. And it was talking about stacking the numbers. And you got it. I remember, man, we were all in Offit Bank, man, and Offit was killing it. Offit was doing what Offit was doing. And then we had some other people, I'm not even going to go into the name of the space, decided to go ahead and start manipulating some other things. And then when Offit left, it left everybody high and dry. And people were just a little bit upset about that. I look, Gia Pope say, yeah, we all have been there. Listen, we all have been there. And I want people to understand when they're here on the Leverage Show, like, make sure that you are really like stacking some really nice win plays that are really winning, legitimately winning.
Yeah.
So that people don't understand that it's just a numbers game and you're just trying to, no. Mm-hmm. This game takes time, and it takes being diversified to the fullness. Go ahead, Blue Sky. Blue Sky is asking a question. I know it's definitely going to be in here. Matter of fact, make sure everybody is asking questions too. If you got a question, put it in the comment tonight, because you're definitely dealing with two coaches on here who can definitely help lead you to a championship. So is FinTalk the foundation for Solo? Or would one of them be considered the parent company? Can they exist independently? Thanks. Sky on that.
Yeah, they're two different companies. But what you can imagine, like I said, there's conversation. I mean, for a lot of us that's in this space and see these things come and go. You can look at the model. I do a lot of trend analysis of what is this, right? We talk about no losses, just lessons learned. Because if you're not learning about what just happened, then you like they say, if you whatever, you'll fall for it again, or whatever. You'll make the same mistake again. And so, we do that for a while, but if you don't learn, then that's a problem. So even though I can sit here and say, based on my research, it doesn't look like they're in the same, but I've also said that when you see, a Tekra, Miralex, Watermine, you see those type of programs, maybe some cool Asian cat in a room, maybe a whole lot of them in a room, and there's 1, 2, 3, or 4 guys that are monitoring this, and okay, this one's gone, now let's go and do another one, and they pull the rug and they just start up again. You've seen it 100 times. The platform looks exactly the same, different color. Like it happens all the time. And guess what? Somebody's promoting it every time it comes up. And I'm like, really? So I've been contacted numerous times by these guys, and so that's why I started to think about that. Like, wait a minute, this is probably what's going on. They're looking for promotion. Look, if we can get somebody
Yeah.
to promote this, then we can do the same thing, and then we shut it down. Then we go do another one. We shut it down, and we keep doing this. They
Yeah.
know this. It's going to run out after a while, and they
Yeah.
just cycle it and just start over. And that's and a lot of times they'll ask the question, "Hey, what do you think we should do? Hey, what if we put this on the website?" And a lot of times they'll send you the website before they even put it up and ask, like, "Is this work? Is this functional? Do you think?" Because they want it. They look, tell us what we can put out there to attract the people, and then boom. And I'm like, oh no, dude, I'm done. Can't do that. So,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna mess with my brand. It's just not gonna happen, right? Because there are people in this space that say, look, I will do hypes. That's my thing, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
do them. Okay, cool. Like that's where y'all go for that. And I go,
Shout
I
out to my guy Sean Hill for that, man. He the hype king, man. If there's anybody, man, who love it, Sean Hill is definitely the hype king, man. Go ahead.
You respect that, because
Respect it. That's his lane.
yeah, that's his lane, and he's good at it. Like he knows how to get in and get out. And
No crying at the casino, right?
That's what's up. That is what's up. So he let you know, right? And I love that. I love that. With him and Crypto Muscle, they know their lanes and they're good at what they do. And you cannot argue with that because they are who they are. And that's all you can do is respect, people that do what they do. And so, that's why in my first year, I didn't know a lot about this stuff. And so I got caught up in, oh, wow, 5% a day, 10% a day, whatever. And it took me a while. Like I said, I made some good money. And then all of a sudden, everything just started crashing. I'm like, ooh, maybe I need to shift. And I made that shift away from that. And that's when, like I said, Saphir and Zanique came along and really, really, really made things work really well. So as far as the FinTalk and Solo Road, no, I personally wouldn't say that, but I can't count it out because a lot of these platforms are just digital, structures or shells. And we don't know what's going on behind them. We can't say 100% what's happening in the background. And I feel very confident about that choice, just because they were creative enough to come up with that particular model. But I can't tell you if they're really doing this or that. I don't know, but they're very good at creating, these apps with so much substance. The number of excuse me, pages of information. Oh my gosh, it's a lot of information. And I did a lot of I was doing a lot of research. I was learning about supercomputing, and I'm like, how do you measure computing? So I'm looking into Investopedia, like, yo. So I found out how to measure supercomputing. So let me find my little piece of paper here. Supercomputing is measured by flops, 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 and flops means floating points operations per second. I didn't know. So I was like, oh,
wow.
Floating points operations per second. That's how supercomputing is calculated or measured. And somebody asked a question about in one of the things I was reading, they were like, well, what's the difference between quantum computing and supercomputing? And it said that quantum computers use supercomputing. I was like, okay. So it just took me right on back to, well, this is a good idea. and that's the way I took it. But just like anything else, right? If a platform has that type of structure, it's a matter of, okay, how can I benefit and how long am I going to benefit?
Yeah.
And if you got risk capital, then I say it's a good risk. Because even FinTalk, based on what we see, they've been around for almost 2 years. And the same thing with Solar Road. When you do the research, you're looking at people in Asia saying that they open up an office in Singapore, they open up office in different places in China. They're doing a road show. I mean, the CEO and all that, I call them actors. I'm never going to give any credence to that information.
Yeah.
It doesn't add up. So, but it's like, okay, you got this, and then you actually have a platform that has this depth. I'm like, I don't know, why would you have these actors anyway? It
Right.
just like, so I don't, you can't really say they're all gonna be solid, but at the end of the day, if you got some risk capital,
Yeah.
and you want to, you see that the model is, it just seems very unique, or they're doing something different, and you want to get in there, and hey, you know what? It will last for some time. I'm not going to sit here and tell you how long, and if it's the golden child, but what I can say is it does have some substance to what their actual business model is,
Mhm.
and compared to like a fintech may last for a while. It seems like it's been around for almost 2 years. Okay. They said the token came out at $7 and went all up to 48,000. If these guys are trying to do the same thing, that
Yeah.
might be I might put I think I can risk, a couple of thousand to see if that's real.
Right.
I mean, I'm good with that. And I'm gonna tell you why. A lot of people, they're, you have to feed the beast. I guess at the end of the day,
Yeah.
all of us want to make, that money. And there are some challenges that we want to take on that maybe most people be like, nah, I'm not doing that. That's
Yeah.
okay, because your risk tolerance is not there. Um, I have a very high risk tolerance. And
Yeah.
so, so I'm like, look, I see the good in this. I see what makes sense. I'm going to take this on. Why? Because if it does work, then this is going to be nice. If it doesn't, I understand this space. I know if I'm never going to put more money in it than I'm willing to let go.
Yep.
So I'm good with that, right? But I do recommend that you do your due diligence. You always take a look at things. Dig as much as you can. And hey, if you want to roll with me, guess what? You're going to get more wins than losses anyway.
Yeah.
That's I believe it. And I'm gonna live it. So
Coachy, you're on the roll, man. This is what we love about Coach, man. You got to give us though, and I know where you're going with
Mhm.
this, but you got to give us your. I tell you what, give us your top 5 plays, Coach. Your top 5 plays. We're asking for Coach's top 5 plays. That if somebody who had the risk and saying, you know what, I want to take a risk, I want to put it in something. What would be your top 5 plays? And literally give me the why. Why you
well,
chose?
there's a difference for me, and I know people look at things differently. Like I said, based on the risk tolerance, I would say if you're talking risk and versus levels of risk. So the lowest risk, but the most profitable, the one that I would consistently recommend is crypto program.
Talk to us about CP. That's one of my top ones, man. I will put my mama. I put everybody I know in the CP in the crypto program only
Yeah.
because I love the structure and I know people who have been in that space who's really been doing it for years
Mhm.
and they've been making money hand over foot. And then when I run into new people
Yeah.
who literally I said, man, hey man, there's a program like blah blah, and I say CP and I mention it, they'll be like, yo, we've been doing this with our organization, and like they've made multi-millions
Yeah.
in that same space with crypto program. And when I tell people, I'm like, yo, it's not that sexy where you're getting, the 1.5% a day. You're not flipping your money in 1 month, 2 months, or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But you're flipping your money in the 4 months. You're getting
Yep.
25% a month.
That's right.
And it's been consistent. Talk
Very
to us
consistent.
about that, Coach. For those who don't know about crypto program, and for those who are on the fence of crypto program, that's definitely go ahead, Coach. I'm gonna let you take over with that, man.
Crypto program, yeah, that's a special program because I run into a lot of people, that do one or the other. They either, for it or against it, right?
Mhm.
And interesting enough, the program itself, just like I said, a quick kind of down on that. One, they're not trading crypto, they're not trading forex, they're not trading stocks, they're not trading at all. So that is one thing that sets it apart from everything else. But they like to use the right terminology, that you're giving a loan for them to purchase actual media buys, media packages, right? They could be nationwide, they could be local, they could be Google, they could be national blogs. But yeah, those are the type of things that they're taking those funds and they're going out and, basically producing a 200 to 400% return on it.
Mm-hmm.
So the funny thing about it, and just like Lambo said, and back in 2007 to 2009, guess what I was doing? Google AdWords. So I know it's a bad name. You're right, Kennard.
Kennard using it is. It truly can we be 100% honest? Can we be 100? We're on the Leverage Show. It's really a bad name for that particular program.
Yes,
but I get it.
I know.
Get it.
It's funny.
It's got to be catchy and all of this other stuff to people, but it has having nothing to do with crypto and name it this. Like what? Or we gonna leave it alone?
But you know what that does? I'm gonna tell you, this is so cool. I'm glad you said that, because this is brought out something that you can use in the marketing. This is what they do. They're so good at finding niches that they can market and run campaigns. This guy decided to name this crypto program, and 90% of us are saying, what? But guess what? We're saying it from the inside.
Yeah.
It got us in, right? So they are good at what they're doing, because they're using a name that none of us would have ever thought about using. So what do you think they're doing with those media buys? Why do you think they're doing $200,000 a day investing in this stuff and coming back 4-to-1? Because they know what they're doing. Why do you think he named a crypto program? He knew what he was doing. He might have tested it, split tested it, and that tested better than anything else. I don't know, but that's fascinating, because it does prove the point of how they're also successful. Because we don't care for the name,
right?
But these guys in the space literally came up with a name that all of us got in, and then complained like, "What's wrong with that name? We already in." It worked.
Oh man, it is 100% facts and stuff like that, man.
Yeah. So it's a testament to they must know what they're doing. But crypto program. I mean, I came into it, and it just, the timing was amazing. I love the timing, because Crown Global, right, it was doing great for some time, and then they hit the crypto winter, and they started reducing the percentages. And literally, right by the time they dropped down to 10% or 12%, boom, I get introduced to this, and boom, so I'm back at 25%. So let's roll. So I'm like, shift. All my focus is over here now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So crypto program has been amazing for me.
Yeah.
So I didn't miss a beat, kept rolling with that. But it was just fascinating to have that, because I instantly was like, wait a minute, if that's what they're doing, I said, man, Google AdWords, I used to spend like $3,000-4,000 a month on leads and getting them, and I built a big network doing that. I was selling seminars, like $15,000 seminars.
Okay.
So I understood that, man. And man, so I was in from the beginning. But then when you talk to some people about this, then their mind is, well, how are they able to pay 25% a month? And I'm gonna tell you, I get it's hard for me to stay patient sometimes. I mean, I'm doing better. It's like, why is that your go-to? Like, that's your, oh my gosh. Oh, if they're paying more than 3% a month, then it can't be real. It can't be sustainable. It can't be legit. I'm like, how is that your marker? Like, what is your back? It's crazy, right? Because you don't understand the space to even say something like that. So to me, that's just nonsense, just to even think that they can't do it, because of that. But then you have others that come out and just, I literally watch, and I know some people probably watched the Ponzi guy did an interview with Ed, and a lot of us say Ed never should have even got on the guy's YouTube channel. Just leave it alone, let it go. But Ed transparent, like, look, I don't have anything to hide. I'm gonna come on here and I'm gonna tell my story and whatever. Okay, that's your choice. But at the same time, I caught a little bit of it, and I'm sitting here like, interesting. And so I'm looking at the comments with the guy that doesn't believe in anything that Ed's talking about or doing.
Yeah.
Even though the proof is there. Like, you know how we say, documentation beats conversation all day.
Yeah.
So if you can show that if I started doing this in June and here it is almost next June and everybody's getting paid,
Yeah.
dude, I don't have to have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about, right?
Yeah.
So in the and I was laughing with somebody yesterday about this. In the actual comments, I'm seeing some guy says, "Oh yeah, I was in it. I got my refund, and he paid it, no problem. Oh, it's gonna rug pull in 2 weeks. This was 6 months ago.
Yeah.
What is he doing now? Like,
Yeah.
you're probably staring at the computer saying, when is it gonna go down?
Yeah.
When is it gonna go away?
You know, the thing about this is, and let me say this. Let me, so people who don't know this, and this is the conversation we had off, they could have actually afforded to pay you 50% a month. Let me be straight up real with you, and still be profiting real good. They could afford to pay everybody in crypto program 50% a month. The 25% was so you could go on ahead and they could take care of administration. They actually split it up. They took administration fees and put some money back into the pot. Smart move. Yeah. 25% don't mean nothing to them in this type of what they're doing. Trust me, I'm telling you what I know. Now they didn't went on. Shout out to Ed Z Zimbardi, man. They're going on a world tour now from city to city. So listen, I don't know too many world tours. And the crypto program, they beating up and they going places. They're gonna be wearing in England this year. I mean this month, Manchester.
Oh, May 24th, 27th. Yeah, Manchester. He's going to London and Manchester. Yep. ATL, man. ATL, June 24th, 25.
ATL, June 24th and 25th, man. Crypto program will be down there. They sold out of tickets already, right? For that event, right?
Yeah, he just posted up the location. I got my, my goal was to get to 100 packages. My goal was 80 packages, right? In January timeframe, I was like, I'm gonna get to 80 packages, maybe June, June, July has kind of been my goal, that area.
Right.
And so I'm sitting here like, and so when I saw that posted up, I said, I said, man, I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go get my 100 packages, man. I think that makes sense.
Yeah. Hey, let me say this, man, because it's funny, man, because we're on here because of, shout out to my guy Duke, man. Yeah. Duke went on ahead and he say, man, look, he laughs all the time, man. He say, coach, tell coach and everything, man. He gonna get it. He gonna get it. So Duke's sitting at a little over 200 packages, y'all.
Yeah.
Right? And for those who know that in crypto program, 200 packages, man, that's 25,000 a month.
That's crazy, bro.
Every month. Every single month. And for those who don't know, you have the ability to go ahead and change your entire lifestyle continuously to keep going on. And I'm telling you this right now. A lot of people are going to wait on the fence and they're going to keep looking and, I got to find something else. I got to get into something else. And I keep looking at them. I keep saying, well, look, let me let y'all do y'all. Y'all have a field day. When y'all ready, y'all do y'all. And they will find every opportunity not to do it. And I'm telling people, I'm saying, look, if I'm going to advise y'all, we got other programs that we can advise you, but I know where this program is going. I know the direction of this program. And I know the innovativeness of having the conversations off from Ed if something was to happen, which it's been amazing. I will say this, and I'm going to go on record in saying this. This time come next year, some people are going to go back to this interview. And they're going to be looking like, well, man, now we're not going to say it maybe last another 5, 10, 20 years. Remember, these programs don't last that long. Programs have a time in. But Ed has been with this same company now the last 10 years.
Yep.
They've been doing it together the last 20 years.
Wow.
So longevity, we're going track record now. He bought this so he can actually help you guys out. He didn't need to bring this. He could have still been making his money and doing this. And people don't know Ed's an actual trader himself.
Yep.
He trades himself. And he's been in other programs and network marketing and all of this stuff. So to try to come back and help you out at a solid 25% every month, that gets deposited right into your account. Now, the only issue I tell everybody, make sure you guys are checking your wallet address. Please, 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 please. Check your wallet address. If you're in crypto program, check your wallet address before you pay out. Like right before. We're giving y'all solid advice. Man, Coach, am I lying? Am I lying?
That's 100. But you have to be careful because today I got a message that I saw in the Facebook group.
Yeah.
Somebody had posted it up that there was a trick email that's coming out that's telling people to check their wallet address, and it's a dead giveaway because it has crypto spelled with an I.
Yes.
Right. I just got one today, and I was like, "What?" I said, "Oh my goodness!" So be careful. Definitely check it, but don't click on that button when they send you an email saying check it.
Yeah. Yeah. That email it's been a spam email going out for months like that now with crypto program. And even when they were doing the updates of crypto program, remember and everything when the wallet addresses got construed and they told you to go back in to make sure that you're updating it. Please do it beforehand, before you get paid out and all of that. We've had people and everything, and there's some newer people, man, who may not understand or don't know. Check that wallet address. Please do, because you don't know exactly what that's going to mean for you being able to get your payout. Not just that, the structure of it, longevity, it's definitely set to be here for quite some time for those and everything, man, who are truly interested in getting in to that play. All right, give us your number 4. Number crypto program. Give us your number 4, man. Shout out to you, Blue Sky. Not a problem. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Me and coaches definitely could give you all of that insight, man.
So one of
JT.
Go ahead. Yeah. So crypto program, I mean, and I preface this to say, I had somebody the other day, ask me for my top 3, and I said, I could give you that, but I said I don't have a triage on it, man, because there's like 4 programs that are just demanding my attention because I'm so thrilled and excited because they're working, they're doing their thing, right? So one of the things that ATL Summit. Look, I told my folks, I said, anybody in my community, anybody on my team, look, if you want to go to Atlanta, let me know. I think the tickets might be gone by now, but I said, look, I got your ticket. And if you have over 50 packages, I got your flight. If you're in the U.S., I got you, right? So anybody out there, if you can make it happen, cool. A lot of people got different things going on and everything. But I said, look, you know what? That's the least I can do. Let's do that for them. I look forward to it. I'm planning to take my wife with me to ATL, so that's going to be cool. My sponsor said she's going to be there with her man or her husband. I'm like, yo, this is great, and we've been doing like a lot of stuff over the last couple of years, so it'd be cool to meet.
It's gonna be turned up, man. At ATL. I got my man. Shout out to everybody that's going to ATL, man.
JM Star, man. My man James said he's going to be there.
Shout out to James, man.
Yeah. So I hadn't met him yet, but he's always holding it down. So with that, it just reminded me of something real quick. So I did a little master class with a few group of my folks. I did an impromptu, but I did one before that was more structured, and I talked about 3 things. And I want to make sure that your audience understands that Coach Rashid, I'm pretty intentional. I know I come on here and I get excited. I'm with Lambo. I lose my head. But I do have some standard stuff that I really try to communicate, and I want to let you guys know. You got to understand what is the bank. Like, what's your bank? Right? What is it? What program? What way? What do you do to ensure you have a steady flow of income with these different platforms? Where is that? Like, if you have an Exodus wallet, okay, that's one thing. But what's feeding that wallet? Right? You got to have something that has a constant flow. And that's what CP does for me.
Yeah.
It's a flow, right? And very soon, and I was going to throw this one in as well, Crown Global, they said, mid-May, they're coming back online. Now, of course, they had to go through whatever they go through. It's all good, no problem. But by June 1st, hey, you'll know if they came back on scene doing the right thing.
Okay, you already know that we in here like, okay, June 1st, because we heard Novatech did a April 1st, and that was an April Fool's Day. And there's been a lot of people. There's been a lot of people when April 1st came out with Novatech. We're gonna keep it 100 on the Leverage Show. They still been getting food, and where we going? We made a what now? May 4th.
I know.
No disrespect. If you in Novatech, you're pulling your hair out your head. If you're ready to go ahead, man, and ram your head into a wall, no disrespect. Hopefully they're gonna get it right, man, and they can keep rolling, but.
But see, here's the thing, right? Like I said, we win and we learn, right? And so, when you look at the types of programs and you understand more about the people, right, that's behind the program, and their issues, right? If their intentions are good or whatever. And so Novatech has a whole different structure. Right. They have a network marketing. They got deep levels of people and that business model is totally different from a private club. And so I can't speak for them, but I feel like those guys are pretty honest and genuine about, what's going on. They're very transparent. So at the end of the day, look, all I know is I've been all right without them.
We take them at face value. We take them at face value. Look, we gonna say it. And we on the broadcast. So my guy BLJ went on there the other day. Shout out to BLJ, good friend of the show too as well. And I think BLJ finally had his wits in. I mean, he understands this space, and I'm laughing because we can talk and we can joke. Yeah. But being a voice in front of thousands of people out here, and the show is going to be seen by thousands. We can say and safely say Novatech has definitely went through a shift, and it's been an uncomfortable shift for a lot of people who have actually been in that program in the last 4 years now, that they have never seen. But we can safely say that there were other programs that took a shift or a change of course.
Yep.
Traders Domain. We can drop the name.
Yep. Big time.
And they had a longer track record at 6 years. And has now, at least with Novatech, people are still getting payouts.
Yeah, getting something.
May not be the payouts that you're seeing instantaneously like it was. When Traders Domain, there have been people who put in requests since October and still hasn't received the payout.
Oh, and I know that one. Yeah, I know that one because Bonanza was using Traders Domain, and they're a lot of pissed off people.
Wasn't CGL Crown Global was using them? Some of them at one point too, right?
They had a multiple. And that's the beauty of it. But they have a whole new trader now.
Good.
So that's why the time frame and like I said, a lot of them got caught up in that, and so that's why April, May, they're like everybody's saying the same thing. And now these guys said, "Look, we already have a contract in place. We got a new trader. We're going to be given this percentage." So they already were moving away from that. Right?
Okay. So
they made the shift. So I'm gonna give you the ones that I would stand on the mountain and scream out and say yes, solid. Crypto program definitely solid. Fusion experience, the rebirth is 100. I'm gonna tell you, I had a meeting with the there's no one central. It's pretty decentralized. With the top 4 people today. We got a couple of guys that have been on a few calls. I had a conversation with them previously. That's what set up this call. They're literally looking at, hey, we've been looking. We have an organization I got about 40 people that's ready to put in at least 25K each
Mhm.
into the program. And they said, we like this. This is what we're
Yeah.
looking for. I had to have a meeting with them. This is what we're looking for. How do we do it? Right. So
Mhm.
really excited about that. And after that conversation, these guys, they ain't going nowhere. These guys are serious. They are
Yeah.
serious about sustainability. Um, they are, the bot is, man, it that I'm talking 3 to 5% is the minimum. Like
Yeah.
if you, I'm telling you, if you ride with them, you're going to be blown away with what they got, and they got some things coming that's powerful. We just got to get this first part going. In the 5 weeks that they relaunched, they've been above 3% every single week. They've been consistent about what they could do. They're doing it. So, yes, I am the person that comes on every Wednesday and Saturday. Um,
Shout out to you, coach, because we be definitely sharing that link, man, in the group. I definitely make sure that it's shared so
appreciate
people
it.
can get in that link, man, and get in that group and get on that call, man, and make it
Yeah.
happen with
No,
y'all.
and I mean, totally appreciate it. And, because we got to get the word out. These guys are really, really trying to do the right thing. And every time we have those off conversations, they're like, you know what? We see what's going on. We see people taking their money. They used to be with Fusion. They ran over there. Guess what? Now that one and that one is gone, and they came back. I'm like, you know, just stay the course, right? And there's a
Yeah.
few others, that's pushing some things out there and
Mhm.
struggling. And we're like, yeah, I said, I'm fine. Like what do we do? Sustainable. I'm good with it. So very excited about where we're going with that one. It's going to still take some work to get people to believe in it again, but that's okay. You know what? We'll keep it moving. And
Well, let's talk about it. Daisy, another program that which is one of my number one programs.
mhm.
Daisy had to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Daisy
Yep.
had to do the same thing. The forex side completely, I mean the crypto side completely tanked.
Yep.
And then people were in that for literally a year. And then the forex side came over, reemerged, and then just did crazy insane returns
Mhm. Mhm.
for almost a year. It did like 700 and some percent, almost 800%.
Yeah.
The last couple of months, you've seen it taper back down
Mm, mm,
in
mm,
Daisy. In
mm.
Daisy. So that doesn't mean that they're not still gaining.
Right.
They're just not gaining at those high 100% months, 78% months, and everything. They're probably doing 15, 17, 18% a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
It-
But and that's the thing, right? And I, I was there at the beginning, and and I was one that I just started doing something else, and I just never went back, to Daisy. But I like I said, I mean, it comes back, it's doing its thing.
Mhm.
So it does happen, and it just
Yeah,
depends on the program and depends on the people and what they really are here to do. And if they're really here to bring a good program and do good by the people, then they're going to do that, and we just
yeah,
have to stand by them. The one thing I talk about in the presentation is consistently you got to
mhm.
keep the volume up. If you
Yeah,
if you're taking your money out every day and every week, then you're not going to see those major ROIs that you want. That rate of return that you're looking for, 3, 5. If you want to get more than 5%, leave your money in there and
yeah,
let it grow, right? And a lot of people just they can't wrap their head around that sometimes because of what they believe in the past. They keep bringing it to the present, and so that's why I constantly try to remind people of, look, I know what this program and this program and this program, those
mhm,
went down because the volume dropped. Why did the volume drop? Because they were withdrawing,
mhm.
right? And so that's a consistent theme throughout. And I'm gonna tell you the one place that talks about that the most is with Blue Ocean Society.
We
Man,
got to talk about that. And is that in your top three? I got
it
to.
yeah, it's in there. It's in there. I got Blue Ocean, CGL, and Anonymous pretty much in the same boat.
Whoa, 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 whoa! I'm excited to hear each one of these and why you've grouped them because they've had a lot of these three have had a
Mm,
lot of talk the last few weeks,
yeah,
really big.
yeah, yeah.
Even BOS because they did some things as of recently kind of changed up some things, huh?
Well, there's I mean I think they're still on track of what they want to do, but people are getting a little antsy because of when people want to withdraw, and they keep trying to say, hold on, even though they're explaining it very well. It doesn't matter. People say, look, I had my money in phase one and I was supposed to be able to have access to it. Now you're telling me, leave it in there because you're still doing the trades. And yeah, Sean does the long trades. He's in trades for months because they get bigger returns. That's how he does it. Okay, well, I personally don't have a problem with it, but some people, they go all in on that one program and they're looking to look, if I can get 15,000 out a month, and I'm gonna ride it. But if you won't give me my money, now it's a problem. So, some people got some issues with that. I like the way that they have set up the program, but it's a hard sell to not let people have their money. That's a tough one. The dashboard, that's all I'm waiting on. Please implement the dashboard. You're saying there's going to be a new dashboard month after month after month. I just want to see the dashboard. I can keep up with my numbers. I know what I'm looking at. Okay, cool. I got this much. All right, cool. I'm good with that. But you don't even know. You just kind of riding the wave. Now, I don't believe that they're going to just run away with the money, or I don't see them shutting it down or nothing like that. But I think it's just going to be a continuous struggle unless they shift in how they operate with people's money. You're going to have to, do something. But because they're trying to operate at a very high level, 200 and 300 million, they're trying to keep that in the program trading because that's where he really, really rocks. That's just
so how much volume again? For the people out there in the back who don't know, Blue Ocean Society, how much volume is they trading in Blue Ocean Society again?
Oh, that's like 200 or 300 million. Yeah. That's every month. They're trying to keep it at 200 or 300 million or more. They don't want it to drop because then you start to affect the trading. You start to affect the amounts of return that he can get. And that's why we went from 7.5, we got it up to 11.5, I think it is, right? Which is great. Any plus is awesome. But if you continue throughout the year, then they're saying that we may be able to get a higher rate if you let it stay at a certain level. But, some people are like, look, I don't want to wait a year to get my money. And rightfully so. But I haven't calculated that one in to get to the level that I, want to be in June or July. I'm like, if I get it, I do. If I don't, I don't. I have these other programs that are doing what I need them to do. So, but the Blue Ocean Society, I think, is still a solid play. I don't know if there's still 5,000 to get in or not. I haven't kept up with
it. They hadn't changed anything the last I had seen. Okay. They hadn't even made now the one thing they have lagged with throughout the week is posting so much in the chat about the Zooms and everything else. They've kind of like backed more away from that and not as informative as they was. And usually, can I say this? Can I go on record to say this? Usually, people love to stay informed where the money is in platforms.
Yeah.
The moment you start backing up, people are looking like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
And the moment when people can't get money out, it's really like, hey, what's going on? Where my money at? Because mentally that's where the mindset is. But at a capacity of 200 to 300 million a month, trading volume, that allows and everything, man, people to really go on ahead, man, and make more money and more returns into that space. People not trying to go on ahead and hear that. People want to hear their money, which they were on a meeting. If you remember a couple of months back, they were on a meeting saying that they were getting ready to start. They wanted to start doing forced withdrawals.
Yep.
You remember that?
Yep. They had a window in April and gave people opportunities to withdraw. Right. So they are allowing people to withdraw. Right. And I do see that. They give a window, people want to take money out, boom. They close that window and said, okay, we really need to keep this trading going. And so at a point, they want to get it high enough to where you can withdraw at all times. So that's what a forced withdrawal is. If we could get up to a point where if we got 200 million in and we get to a point where we have a surplus, so to speak, of another 100 million because we've grown it that high, we're going to make you take your 20,000 or whatever out, and then you can take out a little bit as you go, at any time because we're always going to be ahead.
Right.
And that's where they don't want to fall behind. Now, I mean, between me and you, yeah, I mean, 200 million, I'm not going to fall behind, but
Yeah.
I get what they're trying to do. Right. And it's a balancing act. And I wouldn't want to be the one trying to explain to somebody why they can't get their $50,000.
Yeah.
So,
bruh. Can I say something to y'all right now? This is all real talk. We laugh a lot, we joke a lot. At the end of the day, it's your money.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got families right now because of certain programs went down and they were diversified. Let's not even get it twisted. They were diversified. They had a few different plays going on. And FX Master Gold goes down. Traders Domain stops paying like they've been paying. You had the FTX collapse. One of them they were in off. It's so many different ones. Some of them, man, they're in Blue Ocean Society. Like they're different ones. Novatech, Slow Pay, all of these other plays. And it literally, if you're banking on that for every month to be your revenue, to actually be able to something that's subsidizing you and paying your bills, something that's allowing you to feed your family, it literally cripples people into the place where they can't move like that. Now, it wasn't like they had all their eggs in one basket. It just was a plethora of things started going downhill that literally they couldn't go ahead and retract back fast enough.
Yeah.
That allowed them to recover and say, hey, man, I got a little something, to pay my bills. And some people are really suffering because of these programs, like literally, truly, financially. I pray for y'all who are out there who are really going through that. And you guys are tuned in tonight to try to see how to be able to leverage, how to maneuver, how to pivot from that. Because I know how that can actually be taking money and finances away from you like that.
Yeah, yeah. So that's important, right? Because one of the things, I've gotten to a point where, and I'm very, very, I'm very grateful because I got to a point where, I used to go to Exodus sometimes, and since I really love that, that wallet, I would say,
I love it.
Hey, maybe I can just purchase direct. I'm like, okay. So when they had that in there, I said, let me try. Boom, go straight to my credit union. Bam. Oh, okay. I got, 2,000, whatever. One time I got 3. One time I had to call in and they were like, oh,
yeah.
I was cool. Then all of a sudden, it didn't matter what amount. It was like, I'm like, wait a minute. I used MoonPay, didn't work. I used Ramp, didn't work. I'm like, man. So this happens every day to somebody. And it's a hard thing to deal with because most of the time, the people that I'm talking to, they see a video and they're excited. They contact me and like, hey, okay, tell me exactly what you just said on the video, basically. And I go through it, and then they want to get in. Oh, how much? Okay, let me go. Boom, go to Exodus, just purchase right there. Hey, man, I can't get it, man. My bank won't let me do this. I'm like, So now, this is where I go back to when I'm telling my folks, right? You got to have the bank, the focus, and the power. Those are 3 things that I broke down to the mastermind. I said, look, this is how it needs to work because somewhere, somehow, you are the bank, but you gotta get there.
Yeah.
And it takes time. You got to take time. If crypto program consistent and it's almost intentional, you can set your clock to it.
Yeah.
And, between 10 p.m. and probably 12 at night, guess what? I'm getting paid.
I'm about to check my wallet right now that I'm thinking about it. Look at that. I can't even make this up while we live on the broadcast, man.
It's consistently happening, and you don't have to go ask for it. It just drops in there, right?
Drops right on in there, man. Does what it does every day.
I mean, that's amazing, right? So to see that happen often, and that used to happen, like I said, with Crown Global, it happened, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then, things slowed down. Then, boom, didn't miss a beat, kept rolling, and I saw it. So, yeah, I'm excited because I allowed it to grow. Now, along the way, I had monies in other places, and I just said, you know what? Instead of diversifying over 13 programs, why don't I diversify over these 4? And after these grow to a level that I'm solid, whereas I don't even have to go to my regular check. Yes, I do have a job, right? And so I don't even touch that. That's bills and everything else. This is my money. That's why my risk tolerance is high. Why? Because I earned it.
Yeah.
So this goes on. Now somebody contacted me. I had a partner, man, that I ain't talked to in forever. Man, he contacts me. He's like, dude, after we, talked, whatever, caught up, he was, oh, I want to get into that one. Okay, cool. Want to get into all of a sudden he wants to get into all of them. And I said, whoa. There's a
Yeah.
strategy here, man. You can't just
Yeah.
get them all. But he couldn't get his money. And so boom, 3,000, then another 2,000. My man was Zelle, Cash App, PayPal. I mean, I was like, dude, I need my money here. But it was a good deal because I didn't have to sit there and say no. Right.
Yeah.
And so when I talk about crypto program, when I talk about fusion experience, when I talk about CGL, Boss, Anonymous, Anonymous, I took out about 8,000 out of Anonymous. So, and that's just from the commission, the
Yep.
bonuses. So you got income. We can talk about information.
Coach. Oh man.
We did get a notice today about discontinuing that particular prop firm that you told me about.
So, what did I tell you? You got a notice today with them.
I didn't know, but the company said, look, we, because of some complaints, we're going to discontinue working with them. They're not responsive. There's like moving on. Because they got 2 more coming on next week. So they're like, nah, that one's out.
So I'm gonna just keep it 100 with y'all, man. They have been probably one of the biggest letdown firms, right? Prop firms that caught a lot of wind. People were passing it. Everybody was like, I got my next step funded account. I got my next step funded account. They were paying out. And then all of a sudden, I even seen people who were connected with them like, yo, we tried to hit them up. We can't even get in. Yeah. I'm like, yo, you're their point of contact. Remember I told y'all, I showed y'all, literally, I sent that in the group. I sent that into my group text in the Lambo Lounge for those who are in there in Telegram. And I let them know. I said, hey, bro, this is what happens. I'm giving y'all first hand of what's going on because, and when it hit, it spread like wildfire. Everybody started talking about it who were other leaders in their space who hadn't seen that happen yet. And it was new to people because they were looking at, whoa, hold on. How come this wasn't a hard breach? And it would have been automatically flagged. How come they waited to the withdrawal process and gave you a soft breach? Didn't make any sense. When they went back to check the trades that they said that, the trades were not right, that they were out about. Come to find out the trades were within the lot size that they had actually put in there. Just anything not to pay you out. And it was checked by a trader who went back to look at it and said, no, that's the correct size. That's within the program. And we went and said, hey, these are the correct trades. Put the information in there. This is it. You guys said it. Admin, no response. No response. And they started doing it to everybody. Wow. People were trying to cash out. The next step, everybody wasn't getting that. And they was upset about it. I said, hey, it is what it is. They probably let like 3% go through. Like, you get 500 here, 700 here, 1,000 there, something like that. But all the big stuff that we were doing,
wow,
is what it is. Wow.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, and like I said, we've been in this for enough time. I've lost 56K at a time, and so I don't want to ever have to go through that again. So with and I'll talk a little bit about information in a minute, but so right now you did, like I said, Saphir. So let's go there because I don't want to. Everything is just volumes of information.
Yeah.
Right. Saphir and Zanique. So Saphir Global is a marketing arm for Zanique Technologies. Zanique Technologies is a blockchain-based product and services research and development company out of Dubai. I signed on with them June 2021. To this day, it's still paying. It's
Hmm.
still growing. It has numerous tokenization projects. Um, and the beauty is, I have almost 200,000, Zanique coins right now, and they're starting to do what they were set to do. So what's interesting is there is two really major projects that they brought in: Tupan and Avanok. So Avanok was part of, I think it was the first tokenization project, and so Avanok was already a company, aviation on the blockchain. They were already out there looking to do private jets, private bookings, because they said there was no online booking for private jets. So
Mm.
if you wanted a private jet, you had to call somebody, and then a couple of days, and they do their research, see what's available. I mean, they said it took about 4 or 5 days. And they were like, hmm. And so they decided to go ahead and put aviation on the blockchain. And so
Mm.
they created, that's where you tokenize. And so this might be help to kind of explain tokens a little better, because in a situation like that, when you have a company that wants to be tokenized, or they want to take their business onto the blockchain, that particular model, then they create tokens in order to make those functions happen, right? And so that tokenization piece is a certain level of value that's created. But in order for all those things to happen that you normally would do, then you need tokens in order to make those functions happen, right?
Mm.
And so the cryptocurrency will maybe pay for the flight, but the
Mm.
tokens are the ones that, you get your seed, or you can get an upgrade, or you can, internally, something like that.
Right.
So different levels. But um, so Avanok is one of their really key tokenization projects, and like I said, it was already a business. It made its rounds through a lot of the big um, what you call those things, like big events, like aviation events. And in
Okay.
Europe they have a big aviation event, and in Asia they have big aviation events. And so they were showing their technology, and they had this system called VOO, and that system was a marketplace to set up these type of flights. And it was like that, nobody's ever done this. They actually got
Mm.
third place in an actual competition with creating new technology. And I think Lufthansa was the one that was hosting this particular contest, and they got third place with their particular product called VOO. And it took them still a couple of years to get that get it done. And so with Zanique, they use Zanique blockchain, and Zanique's obviously with 600,000 members with Saphir. Then now they have, wow, we have we can socialize whatever it is that you want, because we have the people, the members, we have a
Yeah.
captive audience, right? And that's what the whole idea was, is to build the audience. And now they can go out to pretty much anything and say, look, if you want to put that in front of 600,000 members, then come over to our blockchain. And they are very selective with who they work with and the type of projects. There's been a lot of firsts. That's what's really been kind of really amazing, is the things that they're doing and what they're picking. So
Mm.
Avanok is one. So Avanok is starting to mature. I have staked about 6,000 Avanox tokens, and we had that opportunity to do that, into our back office. We stake them. Now we have what we call the Nomo Zanique app, Nomo app powered by Zanique. And so in that app, we could do everything. We can see our back office. We can connect with the minting process, the hubs that mint the cryptocurrency. Just anything. We got NFTs back there. So if you cash out your Avanok tokens, then you get an NFT, and that NFT you can convert to USDT, right?
Okay.
So pretty cool. But right now, like I said, the value is really low, so nobody's doing that. Um, so that's something that's pretty cool, that they're doing. And as a Saphir Global member, obviously you get everything pretty much at a lower rate. Now you can buy Avanok tokens on Bitmart, I think, and I had a list somewhere, but it is on like LA Token.
Okay.
So there's a few decentralized exchanges that you can purchase. Then Tupan. So Tupan is, that one to me is just phenomenal. So Tupan is the token for a company called AU Green, Forest AU, I think it's called. Forest AU. Where is that?
Forest AU. Is that here in America or is that something
That's
overseas?
Brazil.
Brazil. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, the founder is from Brazil. And so, excuse me, Forest AU. So that company is registered with the SEC. Uh,
Really?
that's what's mind blowing is the only environmental impact token that's associated with a company that's registered with the SEC. The
Wow.
guy, yeah. So I'm telling you, this is a lot of firsts with this organization. A lot of people are, um, it's so much today.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you, there's people that say, Rashid, I don't know how. When I was doing the presentations every Saturday, right? Been doing it for 2 years, every Saturday. And they're just like, how do you keep up with all of this? And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, if you started in June of 2021, guess what I was doing? Hubs. That was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Right. And so they just grew and grew and grew. And so over time, it was easy to just take on the next thing and the next thing. And now they got this whole ecosystem of products. But yeah, at the beginning, it was just one thing, selling hubs. And at the end, guess what? We're still selling hubs. That's the
Yeah.
foundation, right?
Yeah.
The hubs are the ones that's minting the cryptocurrency for you. So what's happening now with Tupan? So we had opportunity. I purchased. I kind of caught on, and I went out and purchased Tupan before Zanique. It became part of the Zanique ecosystem, and
Okay.
yeah, so I got it pretty cheap. Now they're still less than a cent. They're not they're like 0.03 or something like that. So here's something that they just put out April 29th. But it's I went on, I looked, and I said, oh, wait a minute, I haven't been keeping up because I've been focused on Fusion Experience. So what I did, I went back and I checked because now it's just on autopilot. It's just a matter for me personally. I'm just growing my crypto. Like I have abundance of crypto. The organization is still growing. They're still introducing new parts of the program that we knew were there. But what's the
Mhm.
next step? Finally, they've graduated it to a next step, and so now it's bringing more attention. They're getting on more exchanges. So now we have this the Tupan community token. And I'm looking at my phone. So
Okay.
in the Tupan, so they just said join the TCT Tupan community token vending pool. So this May 21st, 2023, in the exclusive TCT vending pool. And so in this vending pool, which I've never heard of, but I said, okay, vending pool, exciting opportunity. Here comes the most anticipated moment of our Tupan community token. May 21st is exclusive TCT vending pool. Learn about the best liquidity mechanism in the Tupan community token vending pool. XPay is preparing a wallet exclusively to receive TCTs, the Tupan community token, that will be available May 21st. Our vending pool is the only pool in the world correlated with investments in carbon credits, one of the most promising markets on earth. The accelerated growth of this sector has encouraged many important financial transactions around the globe. This is a reflection of an aware consumer population. Da, 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 da. In 2022, the carbon credit market moved $10 billion, and by 2030, it's valued to exceed $200 billion, depending on the increased participation. Right. So here's what's so powerful about it. These guys, so Tupan, man, if you looked at the owner's like resume,
Yeah.
my man, he's been with the World Economic Forum. He's a real deal. He owned his own bank.
Yeah.
I mean, really powerful stuff, right? So he helped create this, and it would call impact token. And they Tupan meets the 17 sustainable goals of the UN, the United Nations. It
Okay.
meets the 7 environmental sustainable goals. It meets every one of them. And their goal is when we purchase or mint to Tupan, and what they do is that's why the parent company has an investment fund, and that fund purchases the Tupans. They use the Tupan tokens to purchase carbon credits, and the carbon credits go to the company so they can actually trade them on the open market, and they
Mhm.
can trade them, and then they go ahead and repair the rainforest. So they actually have physical impact on the ground, like that whole process. So when we're minting that cryptocurrency, of course, when that real life, real world stuff is happening, the value is growing and growing and growing. We're minting cryptocurrency every day, right? I'm
Wow.
getting 100 tokens per day, right? And so while somebody is trading on the open market carbon credits, which is not new, that's happening every day, right? You got China, you got America that's polluting the airways. They have to purchase carbon credits because they're just not able to stop polluting.
Right.
Air, the airline saying it's just a business. We are not. We got to keep flying jet fuel. We're going to pollute the air. How much do we need to? Okay, we got to buy 100 carbon credits. They purchase. Somebody trades them on the market. And these guys are purchasing them, trading them, and then using the funds to replant and refurbish and repair the Amazon rainforest and other bioeconomies. And that's where, like I said, the growth of the company, then obviously the growth of our tokens as well. And we don't have to purchase anything. We purchase a node. That node is on the blockchain, and that master node that they have that we purchased through Sapphire, boom, just continues to mint those TCTs. So we can take our TCTs, and now this is something, like I said, I just got this information. And they say by opening your account, you can be part of the vending pool, which is a unique opportunity to settle your TCTs, your Tupan community tokens, and receive USDT or AU Green, which is another token, Zanique coin, or Avanac token, and the value according to the carbon credit negotiations. I was like, man. So the beauty of it is a lot of people 2 years ago couldn't understand what is the value of being a part of this organization, right? Why am I going to purchase these nodes? $2,000, $4,000, whatever that amount is. You can purchase up to $300,000. So you purchase a couple and you start minting this cryptocurrency. Time goes on and you're like, oh, a year goes by, the coin is worth 34 cents, but you got in it for the coin. Okay, I get it. This is not a coin program. This
Right.
is an actual business. And the coins are like shares, because when the business grows, then the coin grows. It ain't the market that does it, it's the business, right? So when they bring on a new project, that's bringing more value. Bring on another project, that's bringing more value. And guess what? Now our coin is the system coin for all of the tokens. So when we want to, if I want to cash out Tupan, then guess what? They're going to burn some of the Zanique coins. If I want to
Right.
cash out Evanoc, they're going to burn some of the Zanique coins, right? And so that's going to bring more value to the Zanique coin. There's a halving process as well. So, I mean, all of the economics are built in. And this is just happening over the 2-year period. Look, all I know is it's starting to move. Now I got all these Tupan tokens. Guess what? Oh, wait a minute. I have a way that I can actually cash in if I want to. Most people aren't going to cash in right now
Right.
because you're only going to get 3 to 5 cents on each one.
Yeah, that's not nothing that
No,
really is moving,
it's going in the
the
right direction, but no, it's not to the level that I want it. So right now, you're looking at about I know there was about a 58% increase when I saw the chart. It's about a 58% increase, in the last week when the announcement came out. Of course, everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, let me go purchase some more." Yeah, so it's doing great, man. Things are growing. They have, like I said, they got a drone, Tupan. One of the projects is a drone. It's a very unique drone. It's got some technology different from anything else. The drone actually can take off from a standstill and go straight up. No other drone can do that. They have different levels. They got 4 different drones, and one of them has a payload of like 1,200 pounds or something like that.
okay.
Whereas most of them are pretty small. I mean, it's just they've definitely taken it to another level with these things, and you can do so much with the drones, because that's the technology now. A lot of agencies are using drones, so they just produce that and selling that to governments and things like this. So a lot of stuff, man, a lot of stuff.
This is all with Zanique, right?
It's all Zanique. Yep.
Golly.
Yeah, they got
Don't
Avanac.
understand what just came out of his mouth. Like, oh my God, that is something to grow in the future. Longevity. This is not nothing that's just going to be this big old rug pull when people deposit their money in and get into some play. This is literally a project that's playing itself out and really doing some justice. Talk to us. Zanique has been around for how long now, Coach?
So Zanique, they the original idea was May 2018. That's when they had the original idea over in Austria. The
Okay.
CEO was in Austria, so
So that's
most of them.
5 years ago this month, right?
Yeah, yeah. So that's when they first kicked it off, and then they tried to get funding and had an idea. And the first idea was they literally he said, Erwin Doctor, he's the
Mhm.
CEO, and he had a friend. He says, "Hey, look, I got an idea. I want to create a decentralized exchange like none other." And he said they were like, "Okay, what do we need to do?" Then that started the ball rolling. Of course, blockchain, all this. So they was trying to figure out how to get a prototype. They need funding. And so they started to, try to get funding. Well, a couple of years goes by in 2019, 2020, the pandemic, all of that. So they had a lot of challenges, in the US, I mean in Europe trying to travel and they couldn't really travel. And so I think they were in talks. One of his partners, he was a doctor over in um what's the place? Oh my gosh. Ah, man. I'm trying to think of.
India, China, Asia,
Well,
Philippines.
he had been a lot of places, but where your money is, where you can have like one of those European countries where the money is protected. Um, um, oh man,
What a
where
money
you
protected.
like when rich people put their money. It's a some
What about
countries.
Switzerland?
Is this? Yeah, Switzerland. That's the
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
I was thinking of Scandinavia. I'm like, no, that's not
No,
it.
no, 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 no.
It's
Swiss, Swiss,
Switzerland.
Swiss banks, brother.
Swiss banks. That's the one. So that's where they
Best
were
banks,
going.
best banks known to man.
I could not think of that. Switzerland. That's it.
Lambo. Best banks known to man.
That's what they were trying to get some money. Anyway,
Woo!
they just had so much problems. And so the doctor, the actual doctor, he actually went to Dubai and he had been around in India and China and working as a doctor. And so he was in Dubai and he reached back and said, "Hey, come to Dubai because they're not, restricting you. You can talk with them, and their actual Vision 2030 is in line with what you're talking about as far as technology. They literally want to put all of government, operations on the blockchain." So he was like, "Oh," so boom, got there and bam, they hooked up. And they started doing what they do, got the funding and all that, and so they got a lot of back and support from the government, and they showed, hey, look, this is our product, we got a prototype, everything. The first hub that they created, it was a Zanique hub, which is a masternode, and they call it a Zanique hub. They showed them it and everybody was impressed, and so they invested. So now they got the backing, they got plenty of money to do what they got to do, no issues. And so that was probably 2020, I think it was, because in 2020, yeah. So they created they, like I said, they started with the blockchain, then they created their coin, and they created the coin and they put it on Uniswap in
Okay,
April of 2021. April
okay.
2021, it went on, and it was, I think it was like 55 cents, and I think it went as high as maybe $1 or so before it went back down. And they didn't even have a marketing plan at that point. It was just the technology. Excuse me. And then a friend of mine, after we both basically lost a lot of money in May, she was like, "Look, I got a partner over in Dubai. If you're interested." I was like, "Absolutely." And so she reached back out to me and said, "Look," I was like, "Come on now, come on. I got another program. If you want me to jump in, I don't want to, if I spend money over here, I'm not going to do it over here."
Right.
And so she finally came back and said, "Okay, okay. Look, if you want to talk to the owners, you want to, all that kind of stuff." And I was like, "Well, if you can get me on a call, let's do it." So I get on with, and he was a director, but he was kind of like the liaison between the marketing and the actual company, the corporate. And but he was the person that get things done. And so any question he could answer everything. And I said, "All right, cool." So we went through all of that, and I said, "Look, I just want to know what kind of customer service you got, because
Yeah,
if there's a problem, who am I going to call?" And
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So that was my biggest deal, was customer service. And I already knew it, blockchain. I already knew they were, their own coin, all this kind of stuff. So I was good with that. So that's kind of, so I said, sure. they gave me a leadership package and all that kind of stuff, and they were good to me. They did real good. Anytime I needed to get one of the corporate guys on the call, boom, we set it up. I had some people in India that they really felt like they needed to have that conversation. Boom, had some guys in Tanzania, some guys in Ghana, so it was good. I went hard. I went hard. I went fast. I grew that one. I was like, look, 90 days, my head's down, whatever I got to do. And I loved it. I thought it was a great program, and I really, really pushed hard. Um, and after I had about 56, I think it was about 56 people frontline direct to me. And then I started to take leaders in my organization. I say, hey, look, if you purchase, if you're active, then give me your link. And I was doing videos every week. So I'll put their link on my video. And that's how they start building. Right. And so, I mean, I had, one person over here had like over 200 people in his organization. Another one had 300. I mean, they were just rolling, man. I was like, wow, I never had anything like this happen. I was pretty excited. And I mean, I was every day of the week, I was talking to somebody. It was 2 in the morning, it was 2 at night. It didn't matter. We was getting it done. And so I got to a point where I had two people. One was a lady that had a lot of good influence. She was out of Virginia. And her brother was vetting, pretty much the program, and he was looking at videos. He saw my video. He was very excited. She said, and after the fact, she came back and was like, he really, really, really loved your presentations and, all this and that and the other. Okay, great. The problem was while I was helping others, they actually signed up underneath another person because I used that person's link, right? Because I was trying to help, my team. And because we had some challenges in the past, and I said, what can I do to help this time? What's going to be different? And I said, you know what? I'm going to put their link on the video. So if somebody signs up, boom, they got them direct. So I said, I felt good about that's something I can do. And so to my detriment, that person signed up, and for some reason they didn't get in touch with me, even though they saw my video. They didn't contact me. They tried to find out who their sponsor was. They never got really any response, and I never heard from them. So somewhere down the road, they literally got, the video, and they were like, you know what? We can't get no support here. We're gonna go over here. And they did. And so later on, I found out when we went to Dubai, big event, and I met the lady. She was like, I was in your organization. And I'm like, where? When? Like, and when I went back and looked, her name was still there, but her and her brother left because they didn't get the support. So even though I was trying to help, my leaders, all of them just weren't the same. And so I kind of felt like, man, that was a tough one because funny thing, in the US, all my people were outside the US, just so you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had over 3,000 and something people in the organization, and literally outside the US. In the US, her team was mostly in the US. So when I did presentations on Saturdays, I did have a few people in my organization, 2 or 3 or 4 from the US. And, they had some people in that, the time difference and whatever, but people were showing up. But over time, the largest group on there was from the US, and they weren't even in my downline. Because she had moved out but they had built a really large organization. So I literally for probably a year been talking to people that's not in my organization. And it didn't bother me at all because I had a couple of leaders that were in the UK. They had their own office set up, but people was rolling in there. Man, that thing was growing like crazy. So, it was all good, man. But yeah, I mean, I love the experience. But I got to a point where I'm like, you know what? I got the coins. They're going to keep coming. I've invested enough in the different programs. It's a long-term play. At this point, if somebody comes in, they have to be willing to put in a pretty large sum in order to benefit, from the production, because the halving process started a year ago.
Okay.
So the Zanique coins are producing, but obviously they're not producing like they were. But the new tokens that come from the tokenization projects, those, you can still get 100 coins per day, 100 tokens per day with those programs. So and those are the ones that really are moving faster, right? And so you can turn over those a little faster than you can with the Zanique coins. But the Zanique coins are starting to grow now. But like I said, when I started, I was earning 100 coins per day, and so you can't even you be lucky to get 100 per month right now. Because of the halving. They had a sales halving and they had the annual halving. So, which that's just the way it has to happen. You don't want to have too many, and then you're pretty much saturating the market. So, so they're good. The maximum is 600 million that they're minting anyway.
Hold on, the max is 600 million.
Yeah. Well, there's over 600,000 people in the program. I mean, yeah, 600. There's 600,000.
Hold on. 600. Listen, I want y'all to go somewhere with this.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Steve. I see you in the building, man. Steve Woods, man. I gotta ask something.
Mm-hmm.
So they have over 600,000 people in this program.
Yep.
Do you know the offhand? What does FinTalk have in that program? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Because somebody answered that for me. I know it was some crazy, ridiculous number too.
Yeah,
wasn't that high? It was pretty high.
Yeah.
It was pretty high. And I really would like to know, what does that have in it? I really, really, really would like to know, man, how many members does that have in it? It was something really high.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was trying to get that number.
Mm-hmm.
I really was trying to get that number. Anyway, listen, I'm gonna say this.
Mm-hmm.
There wouldn't be this many people in these programs if they were gonna be fly by night. Straight up. There wouldn't be this many people in these programs if they were gonna be fly by night. 600,000, over 600,000 people into this. Do y'all see what this is actually doing? Like I'm saying, there is levels to this. When we're talking about passive plays, we're talking levels to passive play. Crypto program only got like 11,000 people in crypto program that's doing 25%, and people are raving about that. Imagine what 600,000 people looks like. And you've got billions, and their capacity is like, we trying to do like hundreds of millions to billions into this space to build out and to add on. That is huge. Yeah. When I'm talking to people in this,
Oh yeah, it's a real deal. And that's why, I mean, if people go back and look at, and that's what I do. I in my Telegram group, I post up, I go back, I pull a video, here's a complete presentation, just stay in the know, be aware that it's still out here, still rolling. And I'll always, talk about it because it's just continue to grow. It's continue to flourish, and I'm gonna tell you, there's a couple of pieces of it that I don't even talk about because it's crazy. They are the first to tokenize an actual cinema big screen movie. So you can actually purchase a masternode and it will mint the tokens based on an actual movie that's about the COO, called Regardless. And so that's something that's happening. They also have the real estate, right? The tokenizing real estate. So they have a place in Austria that we get updates on. They're building and doing all that. So we have that on the city token. And so that's based on actual real estate. So that's tokenized real estate right there. And so we have masternodes for that as well. So yeah, they're really, it's amazing. It's phenomenal stuff going on.
So let me ask you something. If we got some money sitting aside, we got 10,000 sitting aside. How would a person go by getting into something? Because this seems like this a longevity play. This is not nothing where you're pulling out money and profit every single week or every single month. This is a longevity play. How could a person get tapped into something like this?
So Saphir Global is the the entry point. They're the marketing arm. They're exclusive. They're the only ones marketing for Zanique Technologies. And, obviously invite, referral link. And so when you come in, then the first thing you have to do is you have to have the Zanique nodes master nodes or hubs in order to attach any of those other hubs or nodes to it. And then when you attach those, then you can pick and choose. If you want to do all of them, you can do one. You can do however many you want to do. With Saphir in the presentation, the Zanique nodes, it starts at you have a housing hub, and that housing hub is a virtual hub, which most of us have a virtual hub. There is a physical device, looks like a tablet, that is, it does pretty much everything your dashboard, you can do on your PC or your phone. But some people, outside the US opt for that. There is that, but it does mint the Zanique coins. So your primary is purchase, you decide, do I want 1? Do I want 2? Do I want 4? Do I want 8? Do I want 16? All the way up to 256. And so I initially purchased the 2 hubs. And so that was 2009, I think 2950, like 2950 euro.
Okay.
So it's in euro. But you pay, it's kind of weird. You pay in crypto, but it's calculated in euro.
Yeah.
So I was, Litecoin was my thing when I first started. And so boom, puts that in. And yeah, I mean, it was just, man, it was phenomenal, man. Good Lord. So that man, when I'm like having flashbacks, like when Litecoin was, because it was so fast, right?
Yeah.
If I wanted to take out 2,000, when I went to Dubai, I said, okay, I want to take out 20,000. So I didn't know. So I go in and I put in my withdrawal, and I'm talking, I had a guy contact me because he saw the video when I did a withdrawal. He was like, I'd never seen something that fast. I want to sign up because of that video. Just for that one thing alone, because I know I'm going to get my withdrawal that fast. He said, oh, I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy. Like you would do how you go in, you click, withdraw, you put your amount. And then as soon as you hit submit, when you see the success in my, how, man, Exodus, baby.
Yeah.
It was like, what? I'm like, did y'all hear that? Like, I'm like, oh my gosh. It was mind blowing, right? And so that was pretty intoxicating to be able to do that. But that was something, and you could move money around so easy. Like, so if I had somebody, in Kenya that had, hey, look, I need some Litecoin or something, I could easily go in, do a coupon, and send it to them. Right? I was doing promos like, hey, who wants to go to Dubai? We got a big event. Who wants to go? I said, okay, whoever gets to this level, look, just send me your information. And so instead of having to go through a lot of that, I could just go in, create the coupon, and send it. And I mean, it's just really easy stuff, man. And yeah, I did a lot of that. I was like, oh, okay, boom, pay for your flight. Where you at? Okay, you're in this place. All right, no problem. I'll send 1,000 over here. If you need it, 600. Okay, wait a minute. Nope, everybody gets 600. Bam. So I mean, it was just click, 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 boom, click, click, boom. I mean, it was just easy, man, to do that. So now they've added a lot of security. So every withdrawal, they had what they call level 7 security.
2FA?
They have 2FA, but it's like 2FA, and then you have biometrics, and you have to go through the app. So with the app, you got your seed phrase, and you have your biometric. It's crazy. And then if you and so you have to, and then when you do the withdrawal, there's a scan that comes up. And so you have to go to your app and scan that with your app before you can withdraw. So I mean, it's just layer on layer on layer. They like, yeah. So they say want to be secure. Yeah, but okay. I mean, I know I probably kind of went off. I mean, I'm sitting there having flashbacks. So yeah, initially it's like boom, you sign in. VPN required. That's the first thing. I got it. Daisy. I know VPN required. So that's how you get in. A lot of people, I don't know. They just, man, you just don't know how many times I had that conversation with folks about why you gotta have a VPN.
Yeah. That'd be like the deal breaker right there. People want a VPN, like, oh my gosh,
what are you hiding from?
Yeah,
from people like you. Thank you. Stay away.
Yeah. You don't understand it. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. So yeah, so you get signed up, man. You just figure out, how many hubs you want to purchase. Like I said, it comes in twos. So you got 2, 4, 8, 16, like it goes like that. Anywhere from 29.50, 19, 14.90, 29.50, 56.80 or something. It just goes up from there. And so you can kind of determine what you want. And then if somebody says, okay, you know what, that's cool, I'm just going to mint some Zanique coins and I'm happy, you can do that. Or you obviously have a compensation plan, different levels. You can get paid out infinite levels. It's listed at 15 levels, but there's a dynamic compression as well. And so if you have people on your 30th, 40th level and you have some holes in between, guess what? You're going to get paid, as far as it goes down. 10%, direct referral, which is really cool. And then you do have additional bonuses. You got some profit sharing as well. That's pretty nice when you see that come in. And that lasts for 6 months, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. So as soon as you meet that requirement, boom, you get that amount for 6 months. Yeah, that's pretty powerful. And they've added a different layer to that. But if you do more production, then of course that goes up to the next level. Then you do have the ability to stake the Avanok tokens. That's additional. And then you have the ability to purchase the nodes for the Tupan and the Regardless token and the City token. So yeah, so those are just, like I said, that's just additional, wealth. It just continues to just grow and grow and grow. And it's starting to pick up now. Things are starting to happen.
It's picking up big time, man, and that's what we're loving to see, man.
Yes.
Y'all definitely jump on this and tap into this, man, for sure.
Mhm.
All right, Blue Sky has a quick question. If you have an opinion on an 8-minute trader or a one-click trader, could you please share? Thank you.
I would say no. I do not. I did. I have a guy. Gosh, dog. What was it? I used to follow this guy. We both were in a program where he lost pretty much what I lost, about 56K, and we kind of parted ways after that. Nobody really knew anybody after that. We were all just like, like, oof. So,
Yeah.
So I followed him,
appreciate
I did follow, him for a while. He had a nice group, he got some loyal folks. And so I knew a few of those people. And so I remember that he was the first one I saw that did announce 8-minute trader. I don't have a depth of that because I wasn't going to be trading. I didn't really care about taking signals. So I know that one, I think it was like $100 something a month to be part of that program. So that was a deal breaker in the first place. And then two, I think people are making good money. I know one of the guys that is pretty popular now on Telegram, and he's doing some good things with YouTube. That he's big on 8-minute trader. He's in crypto program as well. I met him through he did an interview with BOJ one time, and I did see when it was that cat program, cat team or whatever. He was doing that. He was pretty heavy in that.
He did an interview with BOJ.
He interviewed BOJ. Yeah.
Who you talking about? Passive Profit Tools?
No. I think I was trying to think of the exact name. I think he's called himself Crypto Veteran. I think it is Crypto Veteran. Yeah, he's not. I mean, believe me, if BOJ wasn't on there, I probably never would have known this guy.
Yeah,
pretty low key, but he's making a name for himself. I see his numbers are rising as far as in Telegram and then even on YouTube. He's kind of quiet, He's got a lot of password access type stuff on his Telegram for videos and things like that. He did go to Dominican Republic. He had little pictures about that when Ed was over there with CP. So he's getting around. He seems pretty decent. He's nice guy. But yeah, I don't know much about it. The one click trader, I've heard about it, but I haven't looked into it at all. So I'm gonna real quick make sure I brought up kind of what those programs. So CP obviously top dog. Saphir Global, Zanique Technologies is a staple. Um, Solar Road is another one that is up and coming. I believe it's going to rock. I'm gonna tell you with that, if you do nothing but get in it and just stake and just benefit from the SOD token. Look,
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to walk away until they either meet or pass what FinTalk did. So,
Okay.
so I think either they're competing with FinTalk, and they said, "Hey, look, we come up with a better, we build a better mousetrap, and we're going to beat you."
We built a better mousetrap. That's a good one right there, Coach.
So,
click and bait, man.
Because I mean, look, it could be the same people. I don't know. But if they're not the same and they're just competing, and they say, "Hey, look, you guys, okay, y'all came up with something pretty good. We see what it did. Okay, we got something that we think is going to work. And hey, we're gonna do what you did or do better." I think it's just competition in that sense. And as long as I can benefit from that competition, I'm good with that. I mean, and I say Solar Road because it's a new play. It's only been in the U.S. since April 6th. Like literally, it's hot, like really hot right now.
Right.
And so in these type of plays, you got to get them while they hot. That's where you're going to benefit from, right?
Okay.
So that's the only thing I really say about that. And that's why it hit pretty high. Incomation. So incomation, right? So here's my I've been on the sidelines kind of looking and listening, passing him. I remember when you had him on, and then I started following him. I started learning a little bit more about prop firms. And I remember going through his videos, and I saw like at a point in time he had a lot of that.
That's all he had was on that with prop firms. Now, Croc, shout out to Croc. He's got into a lot of signal trading. So for those who are out there, you're looking for signal trading. He's got an awesome group, man. And just go into passive income navigation and pop on in there, man. And he's doing signal trading like every morning, and he's being profitable, which is
he's doing good.
Shout out to Croc for that. Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. But I was wondering about that. I'm like, what is this prop firm stuff? And so I started looking around, and I got those mixed, reactions, really good and then really bad. And I was like, man. So I said, you know what? I'll leave it. And I left. I didn't really get a solid, feeling about it. And so I just kind of left it alone. But out of all the things, I like unique things in my portfolio. So I said, man, that's one thing I don't have. And so after a while, I had a guy that was in another program with me, and he's in CGL as well. And he hit me up, and at first thing I saw was 2 to 4% a month, and I was like, nah, dude. So I was like, nah, I'm good. But then I went back, and I said, this is a cool guy. Let me read the whole email. So I went through the whole thing, and I said, this is interesting. I said, wait a minute. I said, this is what I've been trying to figure out. I said, oh, okay. So I started reading. Then I went and started looking and trying to understand. And
Jay's master, man. We just circle back to this one. You're right. BLJ traded account. BLJ was a little hot about that. Go ahead, Coach. I don't mean to distract you.
Oh Lord. So I'm trying to understand like this prop firm stuff. And I was like, wow, I don't have this in my portfolio. Like, I'm like, dang, like every so often I'm getting things that I didn't have. And I'm like, man, one after the other, I'm getting this one, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get that. So this year has been amazing, man. I'm like, all right, cool. So finally I got something different. So I'm looking at this, and I go and look. He sent me a Zoom recording. And so I go through and I'm listening to the guy, Jamie, the owner, And I said, okay. He said, just laid back, mellow, boom, no flash, just doing his thing. I was okay, cool. And I said, man, I like this. And so the more I did research on just prop firms and just trying to get an understanding, I'm like, okay, I see the benefit. And I said, I definitely see the attraction. Like other people's money, like 200,000, like give me 2 to 4%. And I'm like, wow. Now, in addition to that, let me tell you guys, there is I don't like I said, I don't go into programs because of affiliate plans. That's just not how I roll. But just to know, because the guy he sent me, a couple of messages back and forth on Messenger, Facebook Messenger,
Yeah.
and he said, "But did you see that they do have 20%, for the affiliate plan?" I'm like 20%. So after I saw it a couple of times, I said, "Okay, let me just do the numbers in." So I got to do the numbers. So I'm reading. I'm like, "Oh damn." I said, that's crazy. So I was like,
Yeah.
whoa. So
Yeah.
I said, all right, let me at least check this out and see if my community got an appetite for it. Because everything I do, like 3D Star, right? I go to my community and say, what do you think? I brought in George, the owner of 3D Star, and his wife, Salvi. I brought him in. Let's do this. They did it for my community. We had a mastermind, came in, he did the presentation for him. And afterwards, we talked. They weren't feeling it. So, I mean,
Yeah.
so we're not in it. Now, I still believe he has a good program. So, not saying that is not, no, I do like his program because it's very, very sustainable. And I know George, so it's all good. But that's for another day. But right now,
Yeah.
I'm looking at information because one, I haven't been in, had experience. My risk tolerance is pretty high. And so I'm willing to risk $3,000 to get $3,000 to $3,200 a month. That's the numbers, and that's what they're working with. Until it doesn't work. If it doesn't work the first month, okay. If it doesn't work the second month, okay. But here's a difference in what I think he's doing for the community of in this prop firm space. The guy, he's presenting a program to where one, he has to vet out that one, they'll take the high frequency trader to pass the prop challenges. That's the
Mhm.
first thing. He makes sure that they'll do that. Right. He went through his, ups and downs. He went through the drama. He latched on to NSF because I'm sure that was the hot one. And they probably were nice at the beginning. And then, when he brought on MDP, he bring on Nova Funding, and he's got two more that he's bringing on. They probably saw the writing on the wall. They're like, we losing. Everybody's going over there. And so he's got a relationship with some of the people in MDP. And
Mhm.
so that one, he believes that, yes, we can make something happen. And that's why they're, doing the refund in the first month. So they're saying, look, yes, you overwhelmed us. They had a lot of applications. They had about 500 the first month. And then within the first couple of weeks in April, they had another 700 or so. And so over 1,200 in like 6 weeks. so they were like, whoa. Now, I'm going to tell you what's powerful about it. And this is where I feel like, giving him an opportunity to show that he's genuine. He's trying to work for us. Um, he knows that the risk is still there. There's
Yep.
no doubt because he doesn't control everything. But
Okay.
his goal is to create a prop firm and be the one doing that whole process. So yes, then you still got to have the broker, you still got to have that, but he's trying his best to become that prop firm, and so people can kind of reduce that risk a little bit. Um,
Yes.
so that's his ultimate goal, right? And he says they're already building out the platform, so they'll be ready to go. Right now, he has two additional prop firms that they've been vetting. He had beta testers, but he says, look, the requirement has to be this, and he mapped all that out in the Telegram group. And we have a leadership call on Mondays, and so he talks about what he's doing and who he's talking to and what he's trying to make sure he accomplishes, so he can protect us as much as possible. So I want to give him that chance and believe in that he's going to do the right thing. The firm is going to do the right thing. Here's a key part of that, because people ask the question all the time: how do you know they're going to continue paying with this type of volume?
Yeah.
Right? So because we know if they're used to having one or two or five or six or even 100, over a period of time, and 99% fail the challenge because they make it hard enough where they can't pass, And now you're passing 100% of the time,
Yeah.
and you have 1,200 people showing up at my door, and I got to pay out every month. Well, here's what happened. There's one that he says bring it on 500K account up to 1 million, right? Scale to 1 million. This is the one thing that I appreciated that he said. They said, this is not for everybody. I will only allow a certain amount on the 500 and the 1 million. That's the only way that it can work. You can't let everybody jump on it. And you know, and I think that's a smart thing that hopefully if they have a good enough relationship, nothing lasts forever. But you know, give us something here. You know, give us some time. Let us make some money, and then if things go south, hopefully it's after, you know, the 7 figures kick in. That's you know, so that's, and so you're looking at, you got MDP, you got Nova funding. You know, you have this new one. He has 2 more that he says they've already qualified. They've met all the requirements that he's asked. So if we can have 4 firms, if somebody says, okay, look, 3,000 for two and 3,000 basically for the whole package, for the HFS and for the continuous, you know, trading,
live account management.
Yeah. So if we can do all that, 3,000, and then our split at the end of that is 3,200.
A win-win situation for a lot of people, right?
That's huge, man. That's huge. So we're looking at, if I grab 3 of those, right, that's $9,000 a month, 9,600. And then this other one comes along, and next month I take my 9,600 and I purchase a 500K account. Now I'm playing on his money.
Yeah.
And if it works, great. If it don't, you know, I don't want it not to work. But if it does work, best case scenario, I'm using that money, that profit, to purchase into that 500. That 500 bringing back 4% a month is a whole lot different from the other one. And then give me another one that I can do 600 with. So it's easy to get to about 20, 25K on their money.
Yeah.
So that's the idea, to do it that way.
So one of my good friends, didn't mean to cut you off, but one of my good friends on Ontario, who's out in the space, he says the whole objective for prop firms is to milk them as much as possible until they stop paying. Because it's going to come a point when they're going to stop paying. But you're going to milk them as much and as long as possible. Yeah. And then you take that money and then you invest that money into whatever else that you're going to invest. That's the strategy behind the prop firms. It's not going to, trust me, that prop firm is not going to keep paying you out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. It may pay you out, say you get 5, 6, 7 months or 8 months, or hey, you just won. You just won.
Yep.
And you look at the little amount invested in, whereas I look at the leverage that the prop firm gets and see the outcome and see how big it is. Yeah. Whereas you may have had, you know, other programs like we'll name drop like VidiLook, where you're gonna drop money in VidiLook and then all of a sudden you don't know what's getting ready to happen. So let's talk about VidiLook, since we didn't mention VidiLook on the Leverage Show. For those and everything, we name dropped it. We ain't backing up on nothing on this show right now, man. We with Coach Rashid and Lambo on the Leverage Show. How's VidiLook doing? I heard they're going through some changes.
Yeah, VidiLook. Well, I can honestly say I have consistently, like I said, platforms come and go. I'm not, even though when I say I'm winning because I am breaking even or I'm making a profit, and then whatever happens after that. So VidiLook is no different. I did get my investment out. Now I am the person that says, "Oh, okay, I forgot about that. I'll get it tomorrow." But this one, for some reason, I was like, "Oh, okay, got 2,000 in there. Let me go ahead and pull that out."
Yeah,
and, you know, I pulled the other one out. So I pulled out about 4,000. And all of a sudden, I was like,
let's keep the party going.
Hey, man.
So talk. You say you pulled it out.
I pulled it out, and I was like, wow. You know, I'm glad that I didn't hesitate like I normally just let things ride. And man, all of a sudden, I think I had about 400 in there that I was gonna And I said, oh, you know what? I don't ever take all of it out. I'll just leave, a little bit in there. And I had 80 left in there from last time. And then this time about 400. And I was like, I'll get that. Let it get to 1,000. Then I'll take it out. Every time I get to 1,000, I'll take it out. Yeah. Next thing I know, they're like, yeah, let's cut everything in half. What? Whoa. So now I preface that to say this. AAS, yes, I believe it's gone. AGT ran off with the money. VideoLook, they're not gone. So that's okay. If you were in Hyperverse, then you're probably, I wasn't in Hyperverse, so I don't know.
Man, I want you to start about Hyperverse, man. Let's, they talk about keeping the party going. I hear you, Blue Sky, but that's a reminiscing party that I don't want to go ahead and be tap dancing or two-stepping with.
So the guy, because the reason why I say that is a lot of people was talking about the guy, was behind Hyperverse was the one that was behind VideoLook, and then what we just found out when they decided to take everything and shove it into a 1,000-day mining plan, that caused some problems. And so they went to the drawing board, and I guess there are some people out there that's crushing it to a point where somebody's listening to them, and they were the ones that say they sat at the table, Zoom table, and had conversations, and Sam Lee shows up to save the day. Okay. So after, a week, 2 weeks or whatever of conversations and deliberation, they came up with a new plan. Let me this will probably get really short. As much as I like the person that I registered with, really cool lady, I knew she's out there trying to just do her thing. And I said, you know what, I got it. Ever since this new plan went live, I haven't looked at a video. I haven't looked at my app. I haven't even opened it up. It's pretty much in my rearview mirror at this point, because I can't spend my time on that with everything I got in front of me. That was that extra. That was that kind of, that one that, okay. Let me just get in and let me see if it'll give me a little bit. Okay, cool. It paid. Okay, great. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm not really serious about jumping in and building and doing anything incredible with it. There are people that decided that they wanted to jump in and they, made some money with it, and some put in some nice amounts, and that's cool. But that's the game you play. Like, yeah, I'm not that's not my primary program. I had a good conversation with the lady that's been in my community for some time, and she signed up with crypto program, never put money in it. She signed up with a couple other programs, never put money in it. I've been making money ever since I talked about it. You know what I'm saying? But you see VideoLook and you put in 1,500 right off the bat. I'm like, are you kidding? Okay. And now, she's having some issues. And I said, I
Go say it.
Stop doing that.
Look. So I had to stop a family because the family, we had, they really wanted to invest in it and really wanted to get in it. And I had to put the brakes on the family. And I said, listen, I know what y'all want to do, but VideoLook is going through a few changes right now that you guys are unaware of. And not only did they change the pay structure and cut it in half, remember they changed the structure of referrals and people you're bringing underneath you.
Oh, that's huge. That got cut. Whew, God, dog. Because it's like, it's just 10% now. And then to the levels, that level, they originally, it was easier to get to the novice and the junior and so on and so forth. Now, the first time they came out and said it's 25,000, and you can only pay for the $50 package.
Yeah,
you have to earn the 100, 150, 500 and 1,500. And I'm like, what? I'm not going to re-earn? Like, y'all crazy? So that was like that, right? And then they had a call yesterday. No, Sunday. I would think it was Sunday or Monday. And I don't even know what today is. Sunday or Monday, they had the call.
Yeah.
I think it was. No, it had to be a couple of days ago. So
Yeah.
anyway, anyway, whatever. Anyway, I was on a call recently. And,
Within the last few days, within the last week. We can call it within the last week.
Yes, because there's been a lot of calls, but the most recent, I think, a couple of days ago, and they said, "Hey, okay, we went back and we knew that it just wasn't right, so they went from 25,000, now they took it down to 15,000 to be the novice. I think it was to reach that level,
Yeah.
and you have to help $50. They now they can purchase 50. I think they can purchase the 50, the 150, and the 500. But you have to earn the so basically you got to recruit no matter what. You got to recruit,
right?
And a lot of people had a problem with that. I had two different accounts because one lady that had introduced me first, I didn't want to do it, and then somebody else that I really good relationship with introduced it to me. So I had one account that I was working, and the other one was just hey, make a little bit, watch the videos, cool.
Yeah.
That one, and when they said I got to recruit, I was like, done with that. And so, nah, if I'm gonna bring somebody into a program, it won't be that one.
Yeah. Well, see, but that's what they were trying to do. So they understood the matrix system of referrals as well as the payout system, and they understood they needed some fresh money in there. The only way to go get that fresh money in there is recruiting. And they changed that structure. For those who don't know and everything, man, of how those type of investments is working like that. They couldn't wait to change that structure. Like, oh, man, we paying out a little bit too much. You're able to recoup your initial and everything back in 33 days? You think they wanted to have that? No.
3% a day.
Yes.
For looking at a video. 10-second videos. Zip. Next.
Man, see, this is the stuff, this is the games and the stuff that we see out here in this space. You understand? And we see these things happening. So, and we want to make sure you guys are aware of that. Ladies and gentlemen, please be aware of that because y'all don't understand how that's going to go on ahead and further you with your investment strategy. Moving further ahead and really allowing you to see more wins than losses. More wins than losses. So talk to us, man. We didn't. Oh my gosh, I didn't mean to go in and get it look like that, man. I'm almost probably going on ahead, man, and got some people blood boiling after mentioning video look. So Blue Ocean Society is a go. So we got crypto program. We definitely have what was that? The crypto program?
Fusion Experience.
Fusion Experience, definitely. BOS, CGL, and definitely Zanique, man.
Okay, nice. So, Solar Road.
Yeah.
So I think Solar Road is a nice one. I think we got some time to go on that one.
Still new.
Yeah.
Still new.
So, and it's easy. I mean, it's a simple. Like I go in, it's a DApp. You go in, click, USDT EP20, drop it in. They have so many benefits, man. It's crazy how much you can make off of that. Anonymous
trading. I know I was getting ready to say that. Yeah.
I still think it's a good play. As long as you have. That's why I say when I talk to my mastermind, and I told them the bank, the focus, and the power. I said you got to get your bank. You got to. Where is the money going to flow, and what is going to sustain you when all this stuff is going on? When you see something you like, can you get in it?
Right.
Why are you in this game and you don't have the money to get in where you want to get in? Right. And that's why I see about a lot of cats out there. They made a lot of money at a point, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
right.
What's going on? Right. Because they don't have a strategy for that sustainability. So that's why I reference crypto program. To me is that best one, because your money comes directly to your account. Boom.
It hits it right there, man, like a nail on the head.
Woo. That's why I'm looking forward to, a month from now, okay, what is CGL doing? Are they doing what they said they would do? They come back strong, doing their thing. Oh, it's game over at that point. Because I've gotten crypto program within one or two packages of what I had in CGL. So now when they come back and they actually doing what they're supposed to do, that's what I say by the time June hits. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's just two programs.
Yeah. That's
it's
just two programs, dude. That's now so hold on. You never got into CMB?
No, man. CMB. So
why we dropping names and then I hear the laugh, like the sinister laugh behind you, Coach? Talk to us about that, man.
Well, you know what? As I always say, you can make money in a lot of these programs. Mm-hmm. I personally, something I didn't like about it, so I abstained. But a good friend of mine, she had contacted me and says, "Hey, what do you think about CMB?" I said, "Well, same person that introduced me to Anonymous introduced me to CMB. Good dude, been rolling for a long time." And I said, "Nah." I said, "I listened to the presentation. I listened to my man, McGregor, and I said, he's a trickster. Now, don't mean you ain't gonna get paid.
He's a trickster. Hold on, you oh, So originally, let's talk about that because wasn't that set up like on a 2-year contract, right?
Exactly. That was his sale. That was his sale, right? He gonna take care of himself. So he goes in and says, "Look, I'll market for you, and I'm gonna cut a deal." So he cut this deal. Mm-hmm. That's what he did with Max Spread. That's what he did with them. So he cut his deal. Now he's a marketer. He does his thing. He got a track record. I ain't mad at him. But the things that he was selling, it was just like, here's what's interesting. The people that were selling CMB were selling Anonymous as well. Okay. The same group. Oh, excuse me. Man, these peanuts are.
Yeah, Coach.
Woo!
I see you snagging on them peanuts, man. Yeah. Man.
Okay.
Hey.
Woo!
Yeah.
All right. Mm-hmm. That must have went down the wrong pipe. All right.
Yeah. Let's suck it up, Coach. Let's go, baby.
I know. We got to get back in the game. Get back in the game.
Yeah, let's get back in the game, Coach.
Woo. So, all right. So I'm listening to him. And, I listen real carefully, man, when they're doing these presentations and they trying to, when they're new and they're trying to get people to come on in. So I remember BOJ had the show up, CMB, and I remember going through that. And then I take my time and I go through it. And there were just, there was a fee involved that I didn't like. I'm just, if there was a fee for a monthly fee or something, or a withdrawal fee or all this stuff, that's just a little pet peeve of mine. So I'm not saying that's a a deal breaker, but it's just one of those things that I have kind of on my internal checklist. But but there was things that were said to promos.
Yeah.
I don't like those type of promos because I know, man, this is crazy.
Peanuts got you, man. Peanuts got you.
Oh man, what is going on?
We gonna let you regroup yourself. Blue Sky she's got a she say Video Look is a remix. Yeah. Am I the only one here old enough to remember the free program from the early 2000s? You were supposed to get paid after watching ads on your computer.
Yeah. I somebody else was explaining that to me, and I said I may have remembered it or something, but I did have somebody told me about that, and there was, I don't know if it was that program or another one that basically said it never got paid.
Yeah. Well, they used to have the commercials. Don't you remember? They
Ah,
used to have the commercials and all the ads of getting paid to watch TV and all of this. You know, you can work from home and you watch these ads and stuff like that. Now we
right.
had the book and stuff like that, man. You know, of they had it at some sort of computer or whatever. Now and everything is something totally different, man. Somebody get Coach some Kool-Aid, man. Coach, we gotta get you some Kool-Aid, man, or something, man, in there, man. You
Red
know,
Kool-Aid.
you know. Coach, I see you struggling over there, man. Don't worry about it. We ain't gonna go too far more into this thing, Coach.
All right, all right, all right.
Listen.
I'll cut it off, man. So the promo was the thing that I was breaking down, and I said it's a trick, right? Because understanding, bonuses, understanding the leverage and margin and I see where they're going with this, but that credit that they're trying to give you, they're not explaining it to the point that you will fully understand it. Because if you want to bring in big leaders, you have a couple of options. One,
Yeah.
you give them some money, or two, you give them a way to make money quickly, right? So if the leader can offer something to the masses and only half explain it, you can get them in before they figure out what happened.
Facts.
And that's what happened. There's a lot of people that were very upset because they couldn't qualify for the bonus.
Yeah.
So if I'm being told, look, I'll get you a $50,000, account, and I'm like, I get that, but what I got to do for that?
Yeah.
Oh, so I got to bring in five people or whatever, 10 people, whatever it was, at 5,000 each.
Yeah.
Where am I going to do that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But here's the catch. Let's say I make that happen. Who's going to get the bonus? I'm
Yeah.
getting the bonus and they're not, because
Yeah.
they're not going to be able to do it. So they can't duplicate that. So I'm out here saying, look, come on, bring all your money, because I'm going to get you this credit. I'm going to get you 5,000. I'm going to get you 5,000. I'm going to get you 5,000. No. You're going to get 5,000,
Yep.
and they're going to be giving you the ability to get your 50,000, right? They're not going to get 5,000 because they're not going to bring in 5 people to do the same thing.
Right.
So I'm like, no, I can't sell that because I'm not going to be able to duplicate. Everybody's going to join. I'm going to get paid and they're going to be mad. No. So that's what was happening. And that's why I got the calls because they were like, wait a minute. They said there wasn't a license fee. Yes, it is. You didn't catch that part because you deposited $500, but 50 of it went to that license fee. And you're like, wait a minute. Why did you take that 50 out? Oh, you didn't know? Yeah. Oh, and then we're going to take 8% on the back end when you get ready to withdraw. No. I don't want that. So those things, I was like, nah, I can't. Because it's not a matter of bad program overall. It's like going to Walmart versus going to Target. They both are. They're decent stores. There's things in Target you like. There's things in Walmart you like. If it was only Walmart in this city, everybody would be like, Walmart is great.
Yeah.
Because there's no competition. Walmart's great, right?
Yep.
But when you have options, all of a sudden it's Walmart, Aldi's, Brookshire's, B-Mart, I don't know if it still exists, Safeway or whatever it used to be. Now I got options. When Walmart came to town and opened up a grocery store, all of a sudden it's like, crap, right? They took all the business.
Yep.
It's the same thing in this space. Traders, trading. CMB comes along. They got a great marketer. The guy comes out, boom, he does his used car salesman deal, and people jump on it. Anonymous came out, did the used car salesman deal. Hey, come on, guys, jump on board. Look, let's go find the best used car salesman to sell this program.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. So that and I'm not saying the program is not good. That's not the issue. I'm just saying the way it came across, a lot of people jumped on it because of that emotional kind of connection to the people that were presenting it. And that was it. They missed the point of the program. They missed what the program was actually doing. One of the ones that I think has a little more legitimacy is Vortex United.
Yeah.
I didn't believe in the program. I
Yeah.
was offered, a bonus to come in and build. I was like, I don't feel it, 0.8% or whatever. And 30 days, 80 days, 100, and it was just some crazy number, like 40 weeks or something. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. But people are making some good money with it. Uh,
People are making us some nice money with 40 United.
yeah. So out of all of them, I think that one has turned out to probably be the most legit.
Yeah.
You
Hold on,
know,
even more legit than Debt Box.
man, look, debt box. See, I did not. There you go.
I know Lambo's throwing these curves at you, man. I'm loving this thing. Coach
Debt,
Rashid is in the building tonight, yo.
debt box, man, debt box. Wow, wow, yeah, you got me on that one. I've been there. I really studied that one, man. I'm gonna tell you the good and bad. I'll tell you good and bad because I know people in the program.
Yeah.
I was definitely like, yeah, the sale though, the sale is so important. Oh my gosh, these guys were very good at it. The sale is man, it's just marketing, man. And these guys now, like I said, I'm not criticizing any program. There's money to be made. There's, however you want to split it, black gold. I'm gonna tell you, if you would have got what is it, BKLD or whatever, if you would have got it back in November last year, you would have seen like thousands of percent increase, and swapped it out on Pancake Swap and you killing it. Now slow down a little bit. Now the fees and everything for the license is getting crazy. But here's what a lot of people they look. I spent a lot of time studying this stuff. IX Global, because there's no marketing of debt box without IX Global, right? Because they were smart enough to go in and say, look, we got a platform, we got a lot of people, we're doing a lot of personal development and some good stuff. Hey, can we take this and just put it on here and advertise it to, they were like, sure, discount it, okay, no problem. So they worked out a pretty sweet deal. And here's the problem for me. Like I say, if I gotta pay a fee every month, I'll pass. Now, is their content valuable? Probably. Do they have a great business model? Yeah, legit, good stuff. I appreciate what they do because I'm into personal development. That's what they do. They got a good platform. They got some apps. They got some good training. I ain't mad at them. That's cool. But I got to pay you $100 and something a month to just engage in this program over here. Wait a minute. So none of that goes towards that? Oh, yes. So you're forcing me to learn on your platform before I can get to the debt box. No, not doing it. Right. So, but okay, there's some other ways you could do it. I purchased Black Gold right off of Pancake Swap. Just saying, full disclosure. I said that's the winning, that's the coin right there. I want to get some of that. Well, it hadn't really impressed me thus far, but I thought it was a good idea. I thought it was a good idea at the time. But here's the trick. So I got somebody talking to me about it, right? And so while we're talking about it, the guy says, yeah, I got a good friend that he got into it and he purchased the license and, they're saying he's going to make this. And because if you purchase the license, right, and they're walking around doing videos at the well, the oil well, you're like, that's the real deal. Like, the marketing is, commodity-backed, asset-backed crypto. Wait a minute. So now we can see what's behind the value of that crypto? Oh, yeah. Done, sold, sign me up. They were using those terms in order to bring you on in and buy some of this because I can show you that this is an asset that gives the value to the token, the coin, the whatever I'm selling. So most of the time people say, oh, so it's not a pump and dump. So, I'm not sitting here just going along, coin market cap and trying to find a coin that I can pick out that's going to make me a lot of money. I don't know what it's going to do. I don't know if it has any value, But
Right.
wait a minute, asset back? Oh, they're the first ones. They're the only ones. And that was the sale. But then the guy says, I put in 2,500. Another guy says 4,000, whatever. I bought this and I'm not making but about 15 cents per. Wait a minute. I'm not making no money. I bought this license and I'm not making no money. Wait a minute. Why did I pay y'all if I'm not making no money? So it doesn't, it's not, there are people making some money now, but it's just not, the hype was just like, they're selling concept, they're selling ideas, they're selling you on something that appeals directly to you in this industry. I've put money into a coin and it didn't go nowhere because there was no utility. Now you're talking about commodity-based, asset-backed. This is actual oil coming out the ground. This is aluminum. This is diamonds. This is the other stuff they said they had of in Ghana, wherever they're dealing with a school and they're giving back. I ain't mad at them. That's fine. But after a while, when I started talking to somebody that said, look, I purchased this and I'm not seeing the money, but that's the reality of a license. You think you're going to make some big money.
Yeah.
No, you didn't buy a license for that oil coming out the ground. You bought a license to get a little bitty teeny piece of everybody else that invested in it. So they crowd funded to get everybody a little piece of that oil. You didn't buy the license for the whole oil, hole in the ground. You only got a little bitty piece for $2,500. You got a very little piece. So I'm just saying, I think the idea is great if you're able to purchase. I was gonna, like I said, I had all intentions to. I think I was going for the satellite deal or something like that. I like the agriculture one. I thought was good. I just never got around to it. I was not going to pay $100 a month for that personal development app, though.
Coach, you can put your $100 aside for that app, man.
It might be worth it, man. It might be.
We've been talking real talk on here, man. Tonight. Listen, we want to thank Coach, man. I literally, man, I'm looking at the time, man, and getting over 3.5 hours, man. It was 3.5 hours.
I know your wife over there saying, "What is going on?"
Listen, and I got way more stuff to talk about, but we gonna bring Coach back. Go stack it on these peanuts, man, and I'm not gonna have Coach hurl over there, man, for us, man. A lot of information tonight, a lot of stuff uncovered for those who really stay tuned and tapped in. Thank y'all, man, because y'all really don't know what that meant. Blue Sky, I see you, man, showing so much love, man, with this. Like I said, a lot of information unpacked tonight on here that you can go just about everywhere with and just really be able to hone in on some great investing tools. Listen,
you want to give me you want me to give you one that hasn't popped up yet? That's
talk to us.
Just one. I'm reviewing it. I got a partner in Dubai, and they have a program, and they got some backing. Definitely got some money behind it, and it's like a 3D printer, but it's industrial size to actually build a house in 48 to 60 hours.
Whoa, what?
They have an actual robot that they're gonna have the factory is based out of Manchester, UK. And so I got, they sent me a little video on it, and I'm like, this is interesting. Really interesting stuff. Like I said, I haven't decided, which way I'm gonna go on it, but definitely something that is unique. They're trying to solve the housing crisis around the globe. They did show actual meetings that they said they've had with African leaders, and they have some memorandums of understanding, some MOUs with these guys to purchase these actual robots that they were thoroughly impressed that they could build and like industrial strength houses. Now, smaller houses, of course, maybe 1,000 square feet, something like that. but very impressive. Very impressive. They got this patented cement process, and it's phenomenal. I've seen it on like YouTube or something like that. This type of cement, but it's something that they have created a actual opportunity around it. And you get a percentage, and so they have some founder positions, stuff like that they're trying to do right now. But yeah, it's this like I said, man, something I never seen. I'm like, wow, another new thing.
Coach, you be having some stuff fall in your lap, man, that I don't even know if people be ready for, man. You be people gonna be sitting there scratching their head like, hold up, man. Did he just say what I thought he said?
Look, y'all just don't know. When Lambo decide, me and him sitting down and we doing the business.
Yeah.
There's something hot that he's about to launch. Yeah. I'm telling you. I'll put down everything else to make sure that we are rolling with that right there. Look, man, you come on, man. Look, I'm telling you.
And I told you, a lot of people who watch the show and listen to the broadcast, I never told them. I just told them, I said, man, look, y'all gonna stick with us because we got some stuff rolling. I see a lot of people, they drift away, like you said, and you say, oh man, look, but when they see it and when it unrolls out and it starts blowing, you got to remember, man, I the same team and everybody who's behind FX Master Gold, like we know this stuff and a few other programs, man, like I physically know. So this one, I went to Coach about it, didn't I? I go to you about it, right, Coach?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I went to Coach about it because it is physically something, and we're trying to get it out of your hands, but is it physically something where you can do, where you control it?
Yeah.
But we don't want to mess it up because they're backed by one of the largest hedge funds in the entire world who actually bought a sign in California. So I just gave it away and stuff. And when I'm telling you, if you remember seeing the movie Trading Places, when they went in there and they had all of this information and stuff like that, man, and they got it like on the train and stuff, and they literally had the direct stuff that they needed to make money, and it doesn't miss because these hedge funds, these banks don't miss. Yeah. When it comes to them making money, they don't miss. And when we enroll it, me and Coach, we're gonna get together with him and some other people, and when we enroll it, I guarantee you it's gonna change the lives of so many people that it's gonna blow their minds, man. And it's already right now, like oh man, we got our stuff coming out. You guys don't know how innovative this is, that we are just sitting down having a conversation. We talk about every other program, but to see that and to know what that is doing, oh man, it's a whole different level, man. So yeah, we're excited when that rolls out. Coach will definitely have a huge leadership part in that, literally at the table, seat at the table, doing that. And it's going to be a blessing. It's going to just change so many other people. So we're talking about all these other programs, but people don't know what we've been doing on our end. Coach knows because I've shared it with him and he's seen it, but people who just don't know. And it's a blessing to be able to help you guys, man, and help change culture and really help put people in a driver's seat for their direction, But people talking about, man, and it's the truth. People talking about, them 100% in 2 months. Man, this sucker do 100% in 2-3 weeks. Guaranteed.
Woo.
Guaranteed.
Man.
And guaranteed there's nobody can go ahead and see that. I can comfortably say that. Coach knows. We talked about it. We can comfortably say that. But again, change the trajectory of your family, your generation, and people to come. And that's what we're about, man. We're about leveling you up on a whole nother level and to keep going, man. But listen, Blue Sky says, Coach and Lambo late night comedy special, man. Yes. Hey, we done had a great time on this, man. You don't even understand, Blue Sky. You are 100% right. My baby says, I think you guys are going for the infamous 5 hours. No, we ain't going for the infamous 5 hours, baby. We have talked so much about some great things, man. And it's just been us just enjoying our time. And we know we can roll like this because it don't even seem like it's been over 3.5 hours on here. Whoa, robots everywhere. The new Tesla would be probably a transformer, Blue Sky says. Yeah, just about. You just never know what's getting to happen. Lambo, maybe the Lever Show can have a Lamborghini transformer face card. Hey, hey, you know what? You're bringing that concept into play, Blue Sky. Keep it up because you just don't know what's really getting to happen. All right, so thank you for that, man. Listen, Coach, how can they get in contact with you? We say this all the time, but let the people know how they can get in contact with you, see information, tap in with you, and run some of those plays you actually talked about tonight.
Man, the easiest way is, Telegram. Rashid BX is my username. But if some of the top programs, I usually post those on www.ultimateweekendplan.com. Ultimateweekendplan.com. So I keep it easy.
Okay.
And then my Rashid Next Level, is my YouTube channel. So
is this it? www.ultimateweekendplan.com, right?
That's it.
All right, man. Make sure y'all go to that. I'm telling you, www.ultimateweekendplan.com, and make sure y'all go ahead and tap in because he's got a lot of information. Like I said, man, I gotta say this about Coach, man. And this is the truth. If I can do a sit down with Coach, like this is the truth. No, this is really the truth when I say this. If I can sit down with Coach and we could have Coach like back every month, like this week, boom, 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 boom. Do you know how many lives would really change if you just sat down, listened to the information, really took a hold of it, really applied it, really listened to what he said, stuck to the principles and being sound with the game plan? Lives would definitely change just because of the information and the insight that comes out of Coach Rashid's mouth.
Wow.
Y'all don't even understand what you got. And the thing about it is that I hate to say this, but it's going to happen. There's so many people will literally look over the person that should not ever be looked over because it can take them over into another level or another dimension into their life. And our job is to shine the light on the Leverage Show. Someone special like Coach Rashid, all his insight, all of his labor, all of his time, all of his efforts, everything that he actually puts into the betterment, not just of himself, but mankind and people around him. That needs to go definitely shone the light on and acknowledged here on the Leverage Show. Thank you, Coach. Thank you for you being you. Thank you for you being genuine. Thank you for remaining consistent. Thank you for holding the flag and showing us the way and saying, hey, man, it's this way. You want victory? It's this way. We at the finish line over here. Wow. Again, that right there needs to go ahead, man, and go on record, man. Keep doing your thing, soldier. Thank you for that.
Thank you. I appreciate
you, Coach.
Wow.
Again, the Ultimate Weekend Plan, www.theultimateweekendplan. Some of y'all want y'all weekends to be ultimate. For real. Y'all want y'all weekends to be ultimate. You want your weekend to be ultimate like Coach. Coach said, man, like, I ain't touched a bank account. I've been touching just my crypto account for like the last year or two. You want to just touch your crypto account and don't touch your bank account, then you definitely get with Coach Rashid and allow Coach to help steer you into a plan of victory, man, in your life. All right? www.theultimateweekendplan.com. If not, go ahead and tap into his Telegram group which is what, Rashid BX, right?
Yeah. Rashid BX, that's me on Telegram. Reach out to me.
Yeah, definitely Rashid BX, man. Y'all go tap into that, and just the plays that he's dropping is just in freaking insane, man. I'm telling y'all that right now, man. Let change your life. He does the Zoom calls on Wednesdays and Saturdays, correct?
Yep, Fusion Experience.
Fusion Experience. Those who are interested in that play on Wednesdays and Saturdays, make sure y'all are jumping in that play and allow that play to go ahead, man, and help bless your life. Any more other information, Coach, that I missed? What did I miss, Coach?
No. Look, man. Look, I look forward to seeing some folks out in Atlanta at the summit for the CP. That's a thrill, man, because like I said, I was looking to get to 100 packages. I did it a couple of months earlier than I planned, and so just to have that milestone, like you said, that puts you, in a really, really good place. I literally, with that one passive income, I make more with that than I do on my regular job. It's just, it's just like I said, it's a massive, massive level of gratitude. My wife wants to buy another condo in the Philippines. She's going over in August. Whatever you need. We got some other things that we're gonna enjoy a little bit. I've been grinding, and so we're about to enjoy some things here. Like I said, in Atlanta, may take a few more days around that to stop off, see my mom in Texas, and we get to do some things, and I got my Ultimo card that I purchased my ticket with, just so y'all know.
Whoa. Man, you know what? We're not even going to go there, man. We're not even going to see too much information, man. Too much information. Listen, he purchased with his Ultimo card. Shout out to Ultimo. Go tap in with Coach Rashid. You need that Ultimo card because, we're not even going to go there with that, man. We're not even going to go there with that one, man. Yeah.
It's working.
What about I'm gonna say it anyway. Infinity Card Plus. What's up with Infinity? They still never unrolled out the red carpet for the United States.
The U.S., man. I just, I'm really upset about that. And I know a lot of people are, but I have a lot of people that's outside the U.S. that did go ahead and make some purchases. They're using their card. A good friend from Canada, they're happy. That it's working fine outside the U.S. So the program does work. It just works without the U.S. That's a big hit, man, because I went hard on that one,
Yeah. You're one of the first in the space that I knew out here that went hard, and then it started spreading like wildfire. And then boom, they had to pull the brakes because they couldn't go ahead and get, the validation here in the United States to go ahead and have a green light with that.
It hurt me, man. And I know the guys, and it's really, I was, I was on the calls like, come on, man, really? Like y'all pull this right now? I got over 1,000 people in the program in like 4 weeks. It was crazy. Wow. And this, so I was not happy. So, woo. So I'm still rooting for him because I'm like, please, man, can we recover something?
Yeah, we recovered, man. You got to recover that, man. So if two programs they're looking for, man, Ultimo and definitely Club Swan, if they can do that, man.
Absolutely.
Ultimo and Club Swan, if y'all really need to go ahead and level your crypto up, man, to kind of be able to have that debit card to maneuver your crypto. Ultimo and Club Swan are the two that you would definitely love to go ahead and jump into.
Yes, sir.
For those who are having trouble buying crypto from your bank and everything else, that's a great option for you to have. That's something I would definitely refer for you guys to get into, or you can go the hood way. The hood, who the hood bank is, right? That allow you to buy crypto and don't even blink twice.
Who was that?
Chime. Get your Chime bank account. Yes.
What?
Chime allow you to buy that off of Exodus and anything else, brother, and won't even blink twice about it.
Nice.
Chime debit card. So y'all make sure that y'all go ahead, for those who got a Chime account, tap into that and stuff like that. Once you're verified, MoonPay and all of that stuff, man, Chime going to take care of all of that. You won't ever see it decline. And if it do decline, they're probably going to send you a text and say, hey, was it you? You say yes, and then go back and run it again, and that money going right through there. You ain't having no problems.
Boom.
Boom. Boom shakalaka, man. We thank y'all tonight, man. Make sure y'all definitely tap into www.theultimateweekendplan.com. Definitely tap in, man. The coach's plays, man. There's some great things he's doing. Go show us support and love. Again, Telegram at Rashid BX. Rashid BX. Make sure y'all go show some love. Tap in, join that group, man. My wife, he definitely, well, Blue Sky says, thank you, Coach Rashid, showing love and everything, man. You already know. Blue Sky say, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Lambo. Thank you, Blue Sky. Truly a blessing, man. We definitely had to come out here. My baby says, thank you, Blue Sky, showing love. You already know. She giving you, thank you, Coach, for joining us and sharing all this great info with the fire emojis, baby. You already know what time it is, man. And my baby says, man, another great one. Yes, it has been. Listen, we truly thank each and every single one of y'all for tapping in, for the ones who are definitely were on here from start to finish, even the ones who had to go ahead and leave because they caught a little piece and he's going to catch the replay. Thank y'all. Listen, y'all make sure y'all sharing this. Get this information out because y'all don't know this may be the one to help change somebody's life, this broadcast right here. And it's all because of my good friend, man, Coach Rashid, right there in front of your face. Listen, y'all, we want to thank y'all. We love y'all. We are definitely not out of message, but we are out of time. As you see, we are definitely not going to that 5 hours like my wife be saying. We got the 3 hours. Maybe we getting pretty good at this. But a lot of information to unpack. Make sure y'all definitely tap in. And make sure y'all get that from my guy. Thank you for joining us, all the Leverage Show family. Yes, thank you for joining us. We are definitely going to be back, man, out of here. Again, man, each and every Tuesday and Thursday night, man, the Leverage Show goes up. 8 p.m. Eastern and 7 p.m. Central, man. We'll be right back here on the Leverage Show. Make sure y'all guys go ahead and tap in for Motivational Mondays as well as Finance Fridays, man. And we're going to make sure we keep the party moving and rocking. Listen, till next time, we love y'all. Take care. God bless. Have a great, safe weekend, and we'll see y'all right back on this broadcast.